That's right. What's up, potheads and political junkies? You're watching Cannabis Culture News Live. I'm Jeremiah Vandermeer, editor of Cannabis Culture and Pod TV. My man Jeff on the couch.
What's
and
up,
Johnny
Pod
B.
TV?
Yo, guys.
How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great,
we're
Jeff.
in the lounge here. It's beautiful.
Well
I'm going to smoke
medicated.
hash right away.
307 West Hastings,
Puff and
Vancouver,
pass.
where we record our show. Come down and see us. In front of me here is the Harvest Moon Cup official judges canister.
There we go. Got my
pack.
judge's bag.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I should be wearing mine too now. See, we've moved on to we're still in between cups. Every show we've had lately has been in between cups. We had the Prairie Cup. We had the Karma Cup. Now we have the Harvest Moon Cup.
Harvest Moon Cup. Cup.
And yes, Snoop Dogg.
Cuptober.
Cuptober. Snoop Dogg will be at this one in Vancouver, doing his gig there. You can still get tickets online for this at harvestmooncup.ca. There's still judges packs and regular tickets available, according to the website. So.
And if you get a judges pack, you guys, you get a limited edition, only 400 of these in existence, Snoop Dogg Medtainer. So that's pretty cool. That's what comes in the judges pack, along with 40 samples, a few stickers.
That's
you
mighty
get your
nice
judges
of the
pack.
Medtainer company, isn't it, John?
Well, it's mighty nice Medtainer. And what's no one even knows about, and I'm going to talk about this today, is
Al's in the house.
there will be XL Medtainer Snoop Dogg Medtainers for the first place winner, the second place winner, and the third place winner. So this will be the first release of the Canadian XL Medtainers, and they'll be happening on stage during the event.
Jumbos.
These are jumbos.
Let me see
You haven't
those
even seen
jumbos.
these. These are the official first, second, and third place Snoop Dogg Harvest
We
Moon
have
Cup
the Alchemist
Medtainers.
here giving us thumbs up on certain strains. He knows something we don't.
No, I tried that one.
Oh, I see.
So there you guys go. It tastes like Bazooka Joe bubblegum.
So, wow, that's cool, Johnny. This is exciting. But even more exciting, and we haven't mentioned it on the show today, is that
We're legal.
Canada
Yeah, that's the most important thing ever.
voted for Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau.
Went out to the
He's-
polls,
He's prime minister.
elected a Liberal government, and
Slayed
now,
the conservatives.
according to Mark Emery, that was legalization day,
Yeah,
October
it was.
19th.
It was.
October 19th
Yeah.
was legalization day in Canada.
I mean, we
And
never really stopped acting like it wasn't, but
That's
it's
right.
very much being talked about. We're getting legal. Well, cannabis is
see,
legal in
Opus
Canada.
420 is excited.
Opus.
Yeah.
You guys excited? Is everybody out there excited? Let's hear a little hell yeah.
So,
Hell yeah. Woo!
now
Smoke them if you got them.
it was an overwhelming victory for Justin Trudeau, and Justin ran on a platform of legalizing marijuana fully. He says full legalization is the only answer. We don't really know what the details of that are yet, but he is using that language, and he's doing things like supporting the dispensaries in Vancouver and other things like that. So I think Justin is on our team. He was a snowboarding instructor at Whistler, and
He
he
puffed.
admitted to smoking
He
weed
puffed.
while he was a sitting MP. He said he puffed down while he was in the House of Commons. So that's pretty cool. I think he's probably going to be one of the, of all the stack of politicians out there that you could have as the prime minister of a country.
So
this guy
guaranteed
sounds like
they're
he's
going to be
probably okay
smoking
for the
weed on
thing.
Sussex Ave.
The problem is they keep talking about the dangers to youth, like every time they mention it, and like
Right.
we all know that there's no harm to youth, and there's people that are under age 18 that are sick that need
Ashley's in the
medicinal cannabis. So I wonder exactly how that's all going to play out exactly with the medicinal program, the Allard case, what that all means for a bunch of different people. And then, of course, the regulations and what the laws will look like and how long that's all going to take. Jesus.
Well, Trudeau
Yeah.
he did state out that he was about the medical part of cannabis, and that he's very aware of it, and he knows that patients are in need and they need it. So I did hear that and wanted to something along the lines, because I've been paying very much attention to everything that's been going on and finding out exactly the way they are going to legalize. And by the sounds of it, it's going to be under regulation, just like alcohol.
But we shouldn't be, like Malmo says all the time, we shouldn't be treating cannabis as, right?
But
As
they already
as
have by
alcohol,
saying that
like
youth can't
cigarettes
have it. They've already stated they're going to treat it like cigarettes. They're going to treat it like alcohol.
I'm
and
aware
that's
of
how
the
they're going to treat
platform, but
cannabis.
they should treat it like they do coffee,
Exactly.
Tylenol. Right? You can go to the store and just purchase
Yeah,
that.
kids can't
right?
buy coffee. They can't go in and buy a cup of coffee. Most of them won't
They
sell it to
could,
you.
but who's going to serve up a kid some espresso? Like
Nobody does.
Yeah,
right?
no,
They're
it's
like,
not going to
"Get it."
happen because people have
We're
better
talking
common
about
sense
proper
than that.
regulation, and education is how we move forward.
Yeah,
So if we're
and-
just going to treat it as ignorant as they have for the last 50 years, we're going to be in the same spot we've always been.
And
So.
the thing with me is that the language they were using before the election is probably going to be different than what they do after the election as well. What do you got over there? Rockets? Johnny's got fireworks all over the place here. We
Yeah,
got torches
he's
and
so happy
fireworks.
about
We got
Justin
we got
being
we got a
able to
whole
light
bunch of
rockets.
fireworks.
A lot of torches,
So
a lot
I
of
figured we're
fireworks.
gonna celebrate by blowing things up.
Yeah, that's always fun.
No, it's
Your
a
mind's not
celebration.
enough.
Yeah. But so on the Liberal website before the election, they included a couple passages about marijuana that were a little bit scary
They
to
talked
me.
about their platform. That's
Yeah.
right.
They talked about the good stuff, but they also said two things that were scary. They said, one, the new legal system would have increased penalties for those who were selling outside of the system.
Right, and to minors.
And to minors.
And a task force that looked after that specifically.
Yeah.
Right? For each province, it would be its own task force.
So that's a little bit weird.
Right.
Because we don't need any increased penalties. That's just increasing
Yeah,
prohibition.
so more of a provincial kind of thing.
And then, of course, there's the anti-driving stuff. So hopefully they won't go the way of Washington State, where they have this unscientific and 5 nanogram blood
Wouldn't it be nice if they
limit.
do like an
What's
Oregon
that?
kind of legalization? We get signs
Yeah,
everywhere.
Sean has pointed out that people drive better when they smoke pot. And that's actually, the studies show, whenever they do a study on marijuana and driving, most of the studies show
Thanks,
that
Al.
people are better. And they show that the reaction time is slow just ever so slightly, but that people pay much more attention to the road, and they're more focused when you smoke pot. More cautious, yeah.
Well, if you've had too much weed, you ain't driving nowhere. You
Yeah.
know, you're ordering pizza. You're not driving to McDonald's.
We have the bud can here. Now, Al the Alchemist threw this bud at me here. What is this, Al? Hashmiri.
Hashmir, what was that dab I had?
I'm going to put it in amongst the...
The Maple Leaf.
Here we go. Look at that
Cross
shit.
with an OG. Well, that was
See
really
if that'll
nice.
come into
Strong.
focus. It won't.
That smells really nice.
Come on, hand behind. Let's do this.
What were you saying about that, Jeff?
Come on,
I
Cam.
said it smells really nice. What is
This
that?
is some watermelon, fresh frozen bubble, and then made into rosin.
Nice.
And of course, rosin.
There we go.
You know what? We melt things. Everything's melty here. Things melt.
So right now, Jer is trying to do some focusing on there, so we get a little bit of dead air.
I
And
was
what we're
showing
talking about really actually is what's happening here in Canada. And one thing we did see right away when the legalization platform happened, we saw the U.S. dollar drop, the Canadian dollar rose, which was a huge thing because as in me import-export out of U.S., that's a great thing. We saw stocks go up in all the marijuana industries in Canada. We saw Tweed go up, Tilray. So we saw a lot of influx. And what we're talking about, I was talking with Mark about a bubble man, is Justin Trudeau made a lot of promises to healthcare and how is he going to do that? By legalizing marijuana, he's going to be able to put new bridges in, new roads. We're going to be able to put more into healthcare, into schooling. I think it's going to be we're going to see Canada really, really soar over the next year or two, and they're anticipating a $5 to $7 billion industry in the first year.
Well, they're going to see the same
It's
kind of
huge.
thing they saw with Colorado, and where they are.
Yeah.
Right.
And what
So-
those revenues are. And
But who's up here? Everybody, big business from the U.S. are now stepped into Canada.
I'm well aware.
Like in a huge way, right? But I mean, that'll happen a year ago during the Grain Rush Financial Conference.
Hey, as long as I can keep growing medicinal.
I'm pretty sure the way Justin's talked about it and how we sit in a legal realm, as in the whole world, no judge has taken away the right for someone to grow their medicine once it's been granted, and we do know that through the U.S., through the Netherlands, and through everything. So I mean, it's pretty cool. Oh, then here's the regular size one.
Yeah, there's the red.
That's the one that comes in the judge bag.
Yeah, that's...
That's the judge's
box,
bag.
Sorry. Oh, Miss Jody Emery's in the house.
Small
you know
and
what?
jumbo.
I grew. You know what? 420. Where we keep talking about everything, but I know
Yeah.
you're looking at
so
the
what was
maintenance.
this you were talking about? What's this 420 weed?
During 420, if everybody remembers, there was a few plants on the stage.
Yeah.
Those plants made it back here, and they sat in the windows, and they slowly got bugs and got thrown away. I took a few of them home, and I said I was going to flower it out for the cannabis
You
crew.
flowered it out.
And that's
And you
where
know
that
what?
bud
This
came
smells. Here, Jeff, smell this. First time. I know. Look at the look on his face. What is it? And then when he passed it to Jared, this smells so terpene, like lemon, lime,
Wow.
grapefruity, amazing.
I wasn't
flavor.
expecting that.
You weren't. No one is.
Oh, man.
I know. I
What?
showed it to Jody. She's like, "Oh man, it smells so." So
Wow, it's
whoever
like a lemony
brought
orange
those
overload.
plants to 420 this year and had them on stage, please get a hold of us because.
Can I hit this in the bong?
Well, we're gonna roll one up for 420. What time is it?
Rolling up for 420, but
we're getting.
I haven't
close.
even tried it yet, so I'm first on
414.
that.
You got time.
I want a bong toke of that shit.
I wanna try it. I have never tried it.
In the Snoop Dogg Medtainer?
So you know what? Give me the Snoop Dogg Medtainer.
Yeah. Tracy Curley's in the house.
Hello,
We got Tracy.
Tracy.
in the house.
Bread.
So, you know, we're
Oh.
talking more about what was happening
Well, yeah.
with Justin Trudeau and what's going on over the probably next year and what we're anticipating to see. We've already seen that the Liberal government here, Christine Clark, when she said that she's just going to sit back and see what the feds are going to do, and she's kind of like everybody's twiddling their fingers when no one's
Yeah.
getting...
Now, there's a lot of news stories out there about the
I know.
marijuana-related part of the election.
How many?
With the industries that's going to be created around it.
How many what?
Like the industry that's going to be created around it. I mean,
Yeah,
how
well,
many
it's gonna be
bong shops, how many
massive.
vapor lounges, how many dispensaries? What can we do?
Well, it's already happening
Like it's
anyways.
already. I'm out in Abbotsford. They got like 6 dispensaries in the last week.
And you know what Mark was saying when we did the election the other night, and we keep saying this over and over again, is that people should start acting like legalization has already happened. Just
I
keep
have been.
acting. If you go out and act like it's happening,
What I was saying is that we need to be sending, I think, to all of the police across Canada, like each agency, cease and desist, like on all like arrests and current investigations into like grow ops and any of that, just to stop all of that right now, and at least until a decision is made and the laws are
Exactly.
changed. Like at least show that they've embraced the fact
Yeah.
that we are actually going to see this happen, and that they can start by doing that. It's just as simple by letting people go and have a nice day and, you know, enjoy
yeah.
your smoke.
Yes. And,
Thank you for smoking.
And like Mark was saying, there probably will, you know, if a judge looks at the stuff in the future, there should be allowances for what happens now, especially because he's come out and said all this stuff that he was going to legalize and all these things. So
He's going to release
it's going to be a judge is gonna
prisoners
be hard
that are
pressed to
in
throw
jail.
somebody in jail.
Yeah, that's
for
the big
marijuana
thing.
crimes
For
after all
marijuana
this.
crimes, that's
I
huge.
agree. Maybe we can start solving real crimes in Canada.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
wouldn't
it'd be
it?
great where the real criminals go to jail. Shit.
Murders,
That's right. The case
murders
of the
and rapers,
missing hash.
murders and rapists. Those
Yeah,
are
yeah,
the
yeah.
criminals.
Well, anybody that has a victim to their crime.
So people in the chat are asking about selling bong rips in the lounge. Yes, we are
We
now.
are selling the
Yeah,
bong
we're selling
rips
bong
in the
tokes,
lounge.
dabs, and vapor bags. You can hit them here at
You
the lounge.
can come on down to West Hastings and enjoy.
Yep, and so we've started upstairs on the 3rd floor, actually giving out, we have a dab bar now, and you can come in, and I can't remember the prices for everything, but it's very cheap. You can get yourself a dab, get yourself a vapor bag. We
That's
got
right.
shatters.
I
we
saw
got
that
flowers.
upstairs. I walked upstairs. I saw weed. I was like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah.
Good
we-
job, Cannabis Culture.
Yeah.
High five, guys.
Woo!
High five. And Jody Emery is in the house. I think I saw her over there.
High
Yes,
five.
Jody is
Jody
here.
is
Looks like she's getting dabbed up over there.
looks like she's
Wow, it's
in the
probably
midst
getting everybody
of.
dabbed up
Been
in
a
that
hell of a
corner
dab
over there.
day around here at CC. Yes, that's right. Al the Alchemy over there.
Melting people in the corner. The alchemist
Man,
is.
I am so thirsty, and I'm seeing people drinking drinks in the
Yeah,
audience.
see?
And somebody, would anybody get me a drink? I am so thirsty.
Oh,
Are you
dude.
throwing that? What is that? No, don't throw.
dude.
No, that would be bad. That would be bad. Oh, that would be excellent.
Right.
Thank you. I love apple juice. Thanks, Trace. Apple juice, yes. So
Got the pasties, Jer?
I do actually.
Funny
Jeff,
thing, we were talking about the long-term side effects of cannabis, and I was like, well, I can't think of anything that is bad. And then I was like, I get terrible pasties, but
Perma pasties.
And then I was like, well, some of the other side effects that I've suffered, I'm relaxed all the time.
I forget things.
I have I have a great sense of humor. I sleep really well at night, and I'm pain-free. So those are all great side effects. of
Terrible
cannabis.
side effects. Not sleeping at
Shaking,
night.
I'm shaking it
Being able to
rough.
Makes
sleep
me
must keep
hungry.
you up at night.
Yeah,
Makes me
that's
hungry.
terrible.
Just really sucks that it makes me hungry when I can't eat.
All these great friends, like
Well,
terrible side effects of cannabis.
And Jeff, I mean, you've been a medical user for a long time.
I have
and-
been.
But you've been fighting for not just medical uses. One of the things that I've always loved about you is that you're one of those medical users who said it should be totally legalized for everyone, and you're not
Across
going to
the board.
stop fighting until it is.
Well, in my personal feelings about the plant is even if you use it recreational, it has such medicinal benefits if you understand the science behind it all and how it keeps your body regulated and running properly, that you're a medicinal user regardless of recreational or not.
Yeah.
Just because you like the effects of cannabis and feel good when you're stoned, right? Like that's why it's here.
This is
Enjoy.
why it's grown.
Enjoy.
Nature's candy.
When I explain like the endoid cannabinoid system to people, I'm like, this isn't pothead
One
shit. This is like
minute
science
warning.
shit.
Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
1
it's
minute
okay.
warning.
1
1 minute
minute
warning.
1 minute
1
warning to
minute.
420. Hey, Kiwi's
Oh,
in the
Kiwi,
house.
what's up,
the
my
Heady
brother,
Hunter
man?
himself. We got quite a crowd in here today. A lot of people from out of town.
He's
And
just
stuff.
got
We
a
got
knack
Karen
for
in the
all
house
that.
too.
Who's this guy?
Kiwi man, the Heady Hunter.
Doing stuff?
So I lost my train of thought here. Oh yeah,
We were talking about legalization.
We were, now-
and the rights across.
and
you
the
know?
chatters. Somebody here in the chat here. Oh, Vic Vape Stoner was asking. What was with Murnau calling me dumb on the show? That was really funny. Matt was being very grumpy the night of the election, and I was giving him a hard time because he's a dipper. He loves the NDP, and he's not so fond, I don't think, of the Liberals in certain ways. I think he's happy about things, but yeah, Matt was being.
Has very deep political
That's a happy
roots.
420.
Happy 420.
Happy 420.
Happy 420 here in the beautiful city of Vancouver on the Pot Block. If you guys are in the neighborhood, come on down here. The lounge is getting full, but we still have a lot of seats
307
open.
West Hastings.
That's right. Get some dabs. The dab bar.
That's right.
Yeah, flowers.
Maybe stop down to the
vapor
store.
bag, bong hits.
Get a bong. Get a pipe.
Some apple juice if you like.
That's what I was saying. Matt Myrna has very deep political roots.
There's Karen walking through the set.
The PMHC.
She's allowed.
That was a fun way to start off Cuptober.
Let's talk about this.
You want to talk about the
The
PMHC?
Prairie
I'd love to talk
Medicinal
about
Harvest Cup was a
Yes.
huge success at the O'Brien Event Center.
the
in
O'Brien
the beautiful
Event
city of
Center in
Saskatoon.
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
We appreciate Pot TV being there again this year,
Yeah,
our
man.
5th annual. And now with legalization, the platform, the 6th annual is going to be off the hook. So I'm super excited.
You're already getting planned? And
We
ready to
are.
go?
We're starting in on planning. And
This year was a little bit different with the Cannabis Olympics.
I'll enter next year,
fun.
Jeff.
but see, John's going to come back. That's a
It's
beautiful
legal. I
thing.
can
Hold
grow a little
on,
bit
that's
bigger.
a very beautiful thing to hear
We have
John
to
say.
hold him to that.
Me and
'Cause
Kyle.
I will hold him to that.
Me and Kyle are entering next year. Tracom Shadowworks will be there.
Yeah.
Because it's
nice.
not always easy to get Johnny to enter
Word.
these things. It's not always easy to
well,
get
John
Johnny.
has
I did. I entered because I was a medical patient growing his medicine and was trying to prove that what I was about and it was about my medicine. So that was a medical cup, and then it was just nice. And now with legalization, you know what? We gotta have lots of cups. And yours?
Top of this.
I gotta get that second and first place because I got third. That's about it.
Okay, I'm using an ashtray.
Well, I'm holding it up. Oh,
So what do you think of that? That's what was on stage for 420. What was
It
the
ta-
flavor of that?
It tastes delicious.
So during 420, if everybody remembers, there were some
yes.
plants on the stage. Little
This is
babies
that
are about this
lemon
big.
shit.
That's what this is. I don't know. We want the guy, whoever gave it the plants on the stage at 420, to come forward and tell us what strain we're smoking. Because it's
So-
tasty.
So Jeff, the cup, did it work out the way you wanted it to? Is there
Did it work
anything
out? It worked out exactly the way I wanted it to. The 5th year, and things have come together so well, especially with the help of my event staff and my family, my cousins and stuff. Without them, the volunteers, we wouldn't be able to pull it all off. Of course, what goes into it. And, I met with Mike earlier today to get my judge bag, and he was, for the Harvest Moon thing, and it's their first year. And I heard some of the struggles, and I know what it's like in the beginning, and every event has its tolls, and to keep it going every year is definitely a success and a milestone every year. So, and you start planning again as soon as it's done for the next year. So we're changing things and looking to how we improve and get better for each, because we know what comes with legalization, and everybody's going to want to come because they have nothing to fear anymore. You take that fear element, that policing and prohibition element out of it, and the stoners will come out in huge numbers. So we're really excited to see what the Prairie Cup brings for next year, and that includes all the rest of the cups that are going to continue to go on in Canada, the Karma Cup and hopefully the Harvest Moon Cup. So just a celebration of being growers in Canada and
called it lemon
never
lime.
giving up on what we care for and dream for, and I don't know. That's
Lemon
us
lime.
prairie boys are simple. We just want to get stoned on the best shit you got.
Exactly.
And, I
there
mean,
was a lot of good stuff there, man.
There
a lot
was
of good samples.
There was some great samples this year, and I'm
You
really
can actually see all of the different samples, every single one of them, on our Instagram feed at instagram.com/Cannabis Culture.
for sure. And that's a big shout out to everybody like Ramo and Cannabis Culture, Pot TV, everybody that does all the posting and the videos. Dilly Bat Production.
Yeah,
if you've
Dilly
seen the
Bat.
highlight video. It was really done well, so I'm excited, and we're
Dylan's
going to
the
be
man.
hosting the second annual Cannabis Olympics next year.
Yeah.
Of course, and then my award for the Activism Achievement Award that we introduced this year, Jerry Martin was the
Yeah.
receiver of the award, and that is in honor.
You know
of-
what? I'm just gonna say,
that-
Jerry's killing it. I just
For
saw him.
sure.
He donated some more money to the
And
young
believe it
girl.
or not,
he's doing so much out there. I'm
He's
actually,
donated $70,000 for last year. It's
I really
amazing.
started seeing more and more of that when you mentioned that, because I know Jerry. I was talking to him quite a bit here before he went back, and I was just like, wow, he's just like giving back everything. And you know what? It's great to see people like that
And
doing that.
if you guys don't know, if you didn't catch that, that award was to honor the BC3, Greg Williams and Mark Emery and Michelle Rainey, and the people who influenced me to get going with this. Like that, it was a huge part. And just even hearing some stories this whole last few hours since I've been here today, it's hearing more and more about Michelle. And don't ever forget who Michelle Rainey is, people. Medicinal Michelle is
Yeah,
a wonderful
don't ever
person.
forget
If you,
Michelle.
if you don't know the history of cannabis in Canada, make sure you research the BC3. You know, you look back, it's been like a decade. Mark was gone for 5 years. I mean, as we all moved and grow, and just don't ever forget the people that worked really hard to make all this happen. It wasn't just, and these people that inspired me, and now we're like standing at the front end of it. And like I said, I wouldn't be here without any of them. I love you guys. So
Yes,
thank you
I'm
so
gonna
much.
Totally agree with that, Jeff. 100%.
Yeah, and it was great to
And
see.
we have Michelle Rainey Day, and she has a bench out in the Maple Ridge, and definitely going out there on October 20th and spend a 420 with her. So, you know what? I got goosebumps when I think about her, because she was a huge inspiration to me,
Yeah.
and she gave me everything when I was so injured and being medicine and stuff like that. And I mean, I live by what Michelle was about, and she's really to my heart. So yeah, remember that day.
When
Thanks,
you
Jeff.
think about how many people have suffered throughout this whole war of prohibition,
it's
and
crazy.
not just Mark and the people we've lost, through it all, and like Michelle and incredible people like Gail Quinn, and everybody has this crazy battle that we all fight, and not everybody makes it through the best way we want to. And my heart goes out to everybody who's not here, Senior Lafumo, and a bunch of people that they're good people in the movement that have been lost along the way.
They're part of the movement.
So-
They make this movement happen. It's what they've been about. I mean, it's the people that have been injured and fighting disease and illness who have really rose above and proved that this plant is more medical and more recreational and everything. That it's just to give back. And really, we've seen it happen so much over the last 5-10 years. It's just cascaded in a huge way.
Well, it's only gonna move
06,
forward
07, and we
more
said it.
and more
I
as
remember
people
at
get
420
inspired.
there. It was about 2 years ago. And
Tripsy in the
Jody
chat
was
said,
talking,
"Here's a
and we
toke
said
for our
that
homies."
tree was falling.
Nice.
And he can't
Yeah.
stop it
Thank
anymore.
you.
And you know what? It hit the ground with a loud bang, and it just bounced right now. And you know what? We're seeing legalization, and it's just amazing.
That's one of the things I like about these cups, Jeff, is that it's a way of getting our community together to really see
It's a
each
huge
other in the
family.
flesh. We see each other on Facebook a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that kind of activism, the online activism, but it's nice to really get everybody together. And I'm impressed with how many people actually come out. We see a lot of the same faces at these events, and it's cool to see
Around
so many
the world.
people really wanting to go to all of them, because it
Return.
really is that.
They're gonna be there next year too.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
stoked
man.
for it,
Oh,
So-
Yeah.
it's be awesome.
And it's good. It's good for networking and good for meeting other people in the movement, and then moving forward with activism. That's like the genesis, the birthplace
One
of
person wants to say one thing. I love all these cups, but you guys, all in October. Yeah, stretch them out.
Well,
Thanks, Tracy. I couldn't.
Okay.
It's just like
I
it
don't-
killed me. It
I
was
don't know
like
what to
I wanted
tell
to go to
you
Karma
guys.
Cup. I couldn't afford it. I
Hey,
couldn't afford it.
I don't know what to tell you guys, but the Prairie Cup's at
Prairie
the
Cup
end of
is
September,
end of
beginning
September.
of October every year.
Yeah.
So-
Has been since year 2.
So
It's gonna
Jeff
stay-
Jeff
So
trumps.
I don't know what to tell
Jeff
you. It's going to
trumps
stay
that,
there.
so-
I need to keep it there. We're locked in for 5 years at the Odeon.
So
and those
we're gonna-
dates
we're gonna
kind of
ask-
vary over 5 years too, but it's always at the end of September, beginning of October.
see
so
the Karma Cup.
It was, but that was crazy, girl. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
that was the
and
first one.
Like I
Crazy.
said, the growing pains. Like,
And then
so.
And
what?
Sarah
What's
Sunday
that?
may be
Frozen.
in the house. She's supposed to come down here today, but maybe she forgot or something. She might be in Whistler.
I think she's a Whistler.
But yeah,
so.
she we'll have to convince her because the Karma Cup, the Harvest Moon Cup, might be hard to move since it's the Harvest Moon. Right at that, you know, I don't know, it's a harvest. Yeah, that might be difficult. You couldn't do that one in like, you know.
Well, I think what it came down to is
6
because
months later
November
or something.
you always have a high times, which is Cannabis Cup in Amsterdam, but that's,
that's
now,
all changed
So that's
now.
all changed, and now they're going to try
Jamaica.
Jamaica, and that's
Want
the
to see
first,
how
you know,
their
second
first
week
year
of,
goes.
well, you
Yeah.
know what, Jamaica's going to do probably very well. It's the World Cannabis Cup,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, I'm
with everybody entering from California.
Yeah. Now, I have a lot of guests to get through today because we have so many people down here. But Kiwi has some cool stuff, and he's sitting right over here.
What's up,
Now,
Kiwi? He's
about ready to
Kiwi
start
is gonna
dabbing
come on
right
the show
away.
today to promo.
I love that piece.
Kiwi's doing some amazing Glassmasters work for us on the Cannabis Culture website. He's doing heady hunting. He's the heady hunter, finding amazing glass pieces and all kinds of cool shit that you have not seen
Saw
before.
that.
And he sent us little promo pics here. I'm going to bring these up so Kiwi can come on here and talk to me about what he's got in the works. Right now he's like lighting up the quartz banger or something over there.
Firing it up.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
like
gave
the
him
trough,
this amazing
the
dab
trough
that,
banger.
so it's you know, little
It's ripping the torch.
slow.
Yeah,
It's
I love
ripping
those
the
trough
torch.
bangers. They look
Should I
like
put
a
the timer on there for you?
European bathroom or
Release
something.
that fire.
This trough thing just takes like 2
Looks like
grams.
a urinal at the
Dump it
campground.
in there.
You can put a lot of extract in there. So speaking of a lot of extract, when we were at the Karma Cup, there was 100 samples at the Karma Cup. That was a big, big, big bag.
How'd that go?
I'm still going. I'm
still going.
I'm still going through.
You're still working on
we
it?
We still have the samples.
When did you receive it?
I just received it the day we got there. We
Oh,
showed up
okay.
on Thursday or Friday.
Right.
Yeah, we were
So
there
you
on
said you
Thursday,
would-
grabbed it on Friday.
Right.
So yeah,
So you keep on going?
I'm
I
going
have
until
faith
it's all
in you
done.
that you can do all 100.
I'm trying. I have some help from some friends.
I'll help you.
And yeah, we're yeah we. I think they're. I didn't bring them with me. Unfortunately, they're upstairs. But we have a lot of dab materials, so they were tasty samples. And look, what do you got there, Jeff?
I got this from Redbeard down at the Vancouver Seed Bank. He gave me a little treat to try, and it's some sour diesel.
Nice.
Shatter.
There you
we
go.
wanna show the can.
Did you see how the Beard brothers cleaned up at the Karma Cup?
Well, the Beer Brothers, they got delicious extracts. They won second place with their beer meats at
Scotty
the
and
Prairie
Brad.
Cup, so
Yeah.
I'm not surprised 5. That's
that
pretty
was
impressive.
Quite the lineup of trophies.
Burmese, I know, dude.
Oh.
I like hoarded the last little bit. I'm like, this is mine. Dude, a buddy of mine took the sample. Okay, so the samples were 0.12 samples. He said he gave a dude like a little toke in his basement. He puked twice and like passed on his toilet for 2 hours. I just laughed,
good
man.
shit.
Yeah, that's some pretty good shit. Or buddy just can't handle his shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Burmese is just nice smoke. I mean, it's been around for so long. It has a history. If you're any type of grower, you know the history of Burmese,
Land racing.
especially in BC. And lots of guys used it to stabilize strains and back cross a bunch of stuff. And there's a reason why it's beautiful. And Opus 420 knows what I'm talking about.
Burmese times, that's fucking incredible. That is a really nice combo. Burmese times TFI, that's really nice.
Good
I like
stuff.
that. Really like that.
Kiwi is going to educate us.
Mr. Kiwi.
Gonna do stuff.
So I'm just getting this little
Nice.
window up here for the folks at home so they can see what you sent me here, Kiwi.
Excellent.
So tell people about what this heady hunting's all about, first of all.
Well, there's a bunch of us in the general cannabis community that smoke out of glass paraphernalia, friends with glass blowers, know people in the industry that make tools and accessories. Basically, they support people that are also doing the cannabis, the plant side of things. There's an entire subculture and community that's a subculture of the entire cannabis community. So it's pretty well supported. There's a bunch of us out there that are collecting things and making aware the general public of artists that they may not be aware of otherwise. And it's come a long way. There's a high-end market now. So you've got like what were once like $8,000 bongs being like kind of like, whoa, that's a lot of money. There's now like $45,000 motherships and all sorts of crazy stuff that are sculpturally impressive and have an art tag with them as well. So that's kind of where glass in one direction's going. Look at Frostmaster Fresh with his little mothership, nice and frosty. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm centering on. I kind of just took over the Glassmaster section from the Cannabis Culture print magazine. And now we're doing it digitally.
Where do you find all this stuff? Like when I'm looking at your page, I'm like, how? Where is it? Are you scouring the net for this stuff? You just got the connections?
Say everybody's good at one. Everybody's just that's their
Instagram.
passion. And one thing I've noticed about Kiwi is he's always got all those little trinkets, and he's always putting them on my Facebook page and sharing me links. And he's been doing this for so long.
Instagram.
As long as I've known you, it's what you do. You know where this is. It's like I know where to find certain
that
things.
shit.
And
I don't
this
want
is
him to
the
give away too
guy
many
who's going to
secrets, but-
find whatever you need because that's what he does.
The Heady Hunter.
I'm just an acquisition specialist. I know how to find stuff. It finds me, and a lot of people think that I spend like a super long amount of time trying to find all this stuff online all day, but it's not that at all. I have a giant cache stash of all of this stuff on my hard drive. So I just time release it when I want. Like I'll just be like, oh, let's everyone look at pendants right now. Let's everyone look at wire wraps right now. Hey, check out this weird thing. Oh, look, this thing does this. And people seem to feedback on it, and eventually I'm going to take it off Facebook and put it on its own individual page with a YouTube channel, etc.
I like that, an acquisition specialist.
Yeah, I like that too.
So now,
That's what's
Kiwi,
up.
the samples that you sent me here for photos, what do we
Yes.
got? I'm going to throw them up if you want me to here.
Yeah,
we can
so,
run down the list. Let's cut over to this. I see some hats going on here.
I've already written 2 articles for Cannabis Culture. The first was just an introduction to what I'm doing. The second was specifically focusing on glass pendants. And this third article that I'm writing is basically focusing on the combination of glass blowing and graffiti. They're 2 subcultures that certainly intersect.
Cool.
There's a bunch of glass blowers that were graffiti writers before they picked up the torch. That are well known for that in the graffiti scene, and also now are like fantastic glass blowers. So it comes through in a lot of their work. So I figured I'd do an article highlighting that. I'm into graffiti. There's a huge graffiti scene in North America, and especially in Vancouver on the West Coast. So I figured.
And I like that intersection of glass and graffiti.
Well,
Now,
it's-
we're
it's-
looking at some apparel here. It looks like some hats.
Yeah, that's Grassroots California. They're an independent hat company from the States, from California. They do a lot of sponsored and licensed artwork for musicians, festivals, glassblowers, dispensaries, just basic. That like Wu-Tang have come to them to do their hats and stuff. So they're pretty on point.
Do they
what you're
do
looking
the
at
High Times cannabis cups, the Amsterdam ones?
They
Is that the
definitely.
same same company?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm
yes,
pretty sure, too.
100% Grassroots.
Yeah, man.
Did stuff
I got
for
a
them.
couple of those High Times cannabis cup hats.
I'm currently wearing the
Nice.
Grassroots hat. They're very popular in the scene. So the artist that you're looking at right now is Jason Voorhees, also known as VRHS. He's originally from Minnesota and then moved to Seattle, which is kind of like the mecca and ultimate place for glassblowing. When out-of-towners move to the west coast of Seattle, they pick up all of the lineage and heritage that Seattle glassblowing has, because that's where Bob Snodgrass, the Oregon and west coast of the Pacific Northwest is where Bob Snodgrass and glassblowing in its modern format kind of came into fruition and came into inception. So yeah.
Does he wear a hockey mask?
Back in the
Not
day,
that
yeah,
Jason Voorhees.
it was kind of just giver. So
We are close to Halloween.
We are.
We are.
Yes. So here's some more of the hats here. That's some dope shit. And now we are rolling
so
into
yeah,
some
that's
glass
that's
here.
a collab that Voorhees did with the great marble slinger,
That's pretty
who
good.
is a well-known glassblower and also
That piece is sick.
has pretty sick hand styles. Hand styles are the type of tag that a graffiti writer has. And if you scroll down to the next one, you'll see some of his spoons, which have been sandblasted
nice.
with his
Cool
imagery.
Really?
And you can actually
I love
see
those
that
prints on the
he's
outside.
actually got like a tag. It would be something you'd see on a wall, like that
Yeah.
sling tag.
People's tags. And it's got the Krylon, the
Exactly.
actual, like,
so it's a
spray
cultural
can.
thing. There's a whole hip hop sort of complementariness with glassblowing. Definitely glassblowers are into graffiti, and graffiti seems to work its way onto glass quite nicely.
Nice. I like the one in the middle.
Yeah, which one? The soup one or the
So one of one, Happy Daddy.
The
Starbucks?
The Starbucks.
Explain it
Yeah.
later.
But it looks like
That's dope, yeah.
Starbucks. That's awesome.
It's another Happy Daddy, but
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
custom,
and I
but
see
not
some
as.
more glass
that's
there.
cool. Okay, so that is that's a Paco times JP Toro.
That's different.
Tube. It's got fume ready. It's got fume ready and actually a crazy tree perk. It's ridiculous. So that's another example of 2 other glass blowers. Paco is kind of like Slinger's younger brother, and JP Toro and
Yeah, that's
Slinger
crazy.
originally were the FYC Fuck Your Crew. So basically, and that FYC is a whole throwback to graffiti crews and being like, hey, my crew is better than your crew. So they're basically like, you know what, we've got the illest glassblowers on deck. Let's be the fuck your crew.
Nice. Bye, Jody.
Bye,
Bye,
Jody.
Jody.
See you,
Emery.
Jody. So yeah, let's keep scrolling.
That's really awesome.
Jody's hitting big major dabs over there.
Yeah, so he does sound
that's the
blasting.
fun.
It's
Super dope.
really, really clean stuff, and it's got a very graffiti-like edge to anyone that's into typography or stuff like that.
Oh, that's the shirt.
There's
Oh,
there's the fuck
Nice.
your crew, and then again they repurposed the Starbucks logo to be like the chick
got the
giving,
middle fingers.
giving the fingers.
Yeah.
And that's 100% street art thing. You know, that's a
That's
Banksy
hilarious.
thing. That's like an Obey Giant thing.
Oh, it looks like we lost an image or something.
Maybe lost a picture there, but again, these are mostly previews and stuff, right?
Uh-oh, hold on a sec here. I'll hit refresh on this, see if we can get that up.
But so yeah, so this is essentially
load
the
my
sort of
email
things that I'll
again.
be throwing down on the article with words and stuff.
Let's see if we can get those back.
Oh, the
Redbeard's
beard, the
in the house.
bearded one is in the house.
What's up, my brother?
I knew that
Excellent.
beard was going to be here today.
We saw
Oh,
him
there we
Here
go. So
There
that's
we go.
a Slinger Snick collaboration. Snick Barnes, a well-known electroformer.
Cool.
And then there's a really nice once that
Photos are
loads
still
on
loading a
that
bit
on
there.
that sling lock. There's a very nice sling tag right there on the corner
yeah.
there on the sort of
It's-
joint.
It's like the old internet.
Yeah, we're modem
That's like,
style.
remember dial up.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi,
We'll
Pat.
come back to that in a sec.
Is that a
Hey, Yor.
lock?
It's a sling lock, so I believe it might actually
Oh,
be one
wow.
of those rig lock things where it
Yeah.
sort of converts into a rig.
I just didn't see the top end. Super nice though.
It's very clean, very
Yeah.
clean. Kyle's got a really nice sling piece. So that's
Some robots.
well, yeah. So what you're looking at there is Jerome Baker design, and if you know the history of glass and know Operation Pipe Dreams and what happened to Tommy Chong, and that's sort of related to Jerome getting raided in the morning. Just look up Operation Pipe Dreams.
Yeah.
It was an FBI sting operation back in the day
Yeah,
to
yeah.
try and shut down.
Yeah, they really
so
fucked with them.
so JBD is a well-known
Well,
part of the glass culture and a graffiti head for sure.
Well, they were raiding people all over the states.
Yes.
Like you couldn't buy a bong in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
You could go to jail for like
Yeah.
10 years for a bong.
Tommy did go to jail for it.
yeah, yes, he
But
did.
Jerome actually fought it and opened up a whole bunch of stores and was basically, you know what, guys, let's just make more glass and just keep on pumping it out. So he's like a true resistance fighter for the movement. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. Let's keep
Yeah,
rolling
they're
here.
Baker bots. There's some of his new stuff, and then that's an
yeah.
old school JBD tube. He's well known
That's
for
cool.
his this style tube, where
Yeah.
it's an
Right.
old school
It looks like that graph style.
Yeah,
That's cool.
JBD
It's
hat
like
pin
New
and
York
stuff.
subway trains with the arrows.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
exactly. It's very New York style,
Wow, that's
connected
really
well
dope.
style.
Yeah,
that's
that
a
is so
Baker
slick.
bot recycler.
Wow, man, that's a cool fucking
Yeah.
rig there. That's
Yeah,
dope.
so I'm just trying to again focus on artists that have a sort of graffiti
Shit's
background.
wow.
awesome. The scroll doesn't work very good on this email.
Oh yeah, that's
but
the top view of the Baker bot. It's pretty
Very
pretty
cool.
awesome.
wow. Some
Okay,
pretty
so what
amazing
you
stuff here.
what you're looking at there is Mente. He's known as the guy that graffitis on glass. So he's using stringer art to basically paint really intricate pictures.
Cool.
And he also happens to be a very accomplished graffiti writer. So his stuff comes out pretty good.
Yeah, that looks cool. Here, let's keep scrolling.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to highlighting some of his work for
Oh,
sure.
the turtles.
Yeah, look at how clean that is. It's pretty,
Wow,
pretty
that is
ridiculous.
dope. Wow,
That's what everyone's saying right now. Yeah.
very cool. Oh, some boom fillets.
So yeah, that's a collaboration he did with Lurch and Boom Filazoni or something. Yeah, super cool collab.
Wow, cool bowl on that too.
And then as we scroll down almost to the last last part,
shit.
now this is who I consider the graph glass master, Dave Colton. So a lot of his stuff looks actually like wild style graffiti. And I'm going to definitely highlight a bunch of his work in the article that's coming up this weekend for sure.
That's very cool.
That's a crazy piece.
Yeah, that's
It's,
nuts.
it's like as a graffiti writer, I see like the strokes that you'd use for a spray can, the termination points, the upstrokes, the downstrokes. It's total graffiti.
That is so cool, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that shit looks nuts. Colorful too.
Yeah. That's the other thing. When you like you mentioned New York wild style graffiti, it was
wow.
like an assault on your brain of just color and
Yeah.
like sparkles and bubbles and whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah, it
again,
hits
that's
you hard.
that right there on the screen is a great example of a graffiti style. It almost looks like that should belong on a wall as a 3D piece of graffiti, right? So.
Well, and it's cool how that style of graffiti developed, over time, and how a lot of it is that competing for eye attention. So
Totally.
the colors and stuff, they need to be bright to grab your attention from those train tracks or from wherever they are.
In the graffiti world, they wanted to
the alley wall. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
they wanted to move away from legibility and actually be like, okay, you can't read my stuff; it's too crazy. And that's like the crazier they went, the more wild style became.
Yeah. Look at that shit. Wow. That's very cool.
Another day of cold, and then I think right at the end we have some trains, some e-nail trains. I think I don't know if they showed up, but
Cool.
if
E-nail
you
train.
scroll down, they might be down there.
That's cool.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
So now
sick.
That's dope.
in the graffiti
Dominator.
scene, it's very popular to customize trains, like model scale trains. What you're looking at there is a model scale train that has an e-nail in it.
Nice.
So it's a
Nice.
Grominator e-nail customized train. This is pretty cool. There was a show in California run by Dub Glassworks, and it focused on graffiti, e-nails, and glass. So it was kind of inspired me to write the articles, and it's definitely, obviously, a thing that's existing because there's already been an entire show about it.
There was
That's
an art
cool.
show I was at across the street a few years back. I bought a train that had a tag on it that was pretty cool.
Was Grominator there? Or was that a Grom show?
Was he from? Like, is he a
What?
local
No, I
artist
remember
from
there was
here?
actually a really low-key art show a couple of years ago that Grom was at and was painting on the inside and had trains at.
I bought a train,
I think it
and
probably
he
was that
gave
show.
me a Beavis and Butthead
That
print with the
sounds like that show.
melted face. It was really cool.
That's cool.
Hello.
I lost my mic here.
I lost my mic too.
Something ain't right. Hold on.
Soundboard.
Soundboard.
Hello, 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 hello.
That's that scene.
Sound is back. I think it was never lost for the people at home, but for our inner.
Hello.
Yeah. So
Alright,
that's
cool.
the Grominator. So
Yeah.
was
So
that
and that's the last
last one?
section of
Oh,
stuff that I have
there's
to
another
preview.
look at it from a different angle.
And all of these trains are UV reactive, so they glow in the dark or glow in UV blacklight.
That's cool. Oh, here's a couple more here. Those are slick. I love it.
It's
I
awesome.
love that they're like, it's the Tropicana.
Yeah, like a CN rail, and yeah, Grom goes for the little details like that for sure.
Yeah, because those model trains, you get them with all the original branding on them. They look realistic.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Oh man, and
Yeah,
the
so
black
they all,
light.
that's
yeah,
really
they're
cool.
all black. All the Grom trains
Awesome.
are blacklight reactive,
That is so fucking rad.
and they're all sold. They're all happily in homes right now.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that artist did a show, like I said, a few years back. I bought a train, really cool with a painted piece, sort of similar. No e-nail in it though, just the model train.
Yeah.
But I got it at home on my
And here,
shelf.
what we
It's
got?
real awesome.
That's cool, and it was the same artist.
Yes,
Yeah,
well,
same
That's
artist.
cool.
and these are all other non-train as well as some other trains from the show. That's just like a piece by D-Rock and G-Check, I think.
Oh yeah, you can see the train in the background there. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Joe Peters does graph. Who knew, right? Like that's crazy.
That's cool. Wow, that looks dope. Joe P on it. There's the whole train set.
Yeah. So eventually, I'd like to curate a similar show up here in Canada.
Yeah,
Uh,
that'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
cool.
Get some things going.
Yeah. Okay, and here we'll scroll down. It looks like there's one more here. Oh, crazy like robot.
Oh yeah, it's a Chris Carlson elbow microscope that's kind of out of
Microscope.
control.
Fucking A, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's really
Is
slick.
that a dab rig?
Yes,
Looks
it
like
is.
a rig. Yeah, it's got
Yes,
a dome
Yes,
on
it
it.
is.
20 grand.
Oh.
She ain't cheap.
And,
Does
and that
it
was
really
a,
work? Does
that
the
was
microscope
that's
lens in it?
No, it does not. It'll microscope your dabs for sure. But yeah, that's what I was talking
Dabroscope.
about. The high end of art and glass. It's like at that $20,000 mark where that's kind of normal to see at a show now.
Yeah, no, it's true. These heady artists ain't cheap, man.
Well, they're putting a lot of work into it too, right? So
And that's part of why people buy it in a way is that they want to spend money on nice stuff. That's why people buy high paid art, you know? Expensive stuff. And more train action.
And there you go.
There's the boom. Wow, Kiwi, nice work. So that's
Thank
just
you
a
very
little
much.
sample of what's coming up, right?
Yeah, that's just a small snippet. So the actual article will have in-depth explanations about all the artists and what's going on in the pieces and so forth. And there'll be a lot more featured as well.
Cool.
Yes.
That's really dope, Kiwi. I'm super glad that you're like doing this stuff for us, man, and finding all this cool shit, passing it on.
Might as well, because it's
The
that's what I
Heady
do.
Hunters. Fun times.
Yeah, it's super cool to check it out. So go check out Kiwi stuff online. Even if you just go to the Cannabis Culture homepage and type Kiwi into the search bar, or Heady Hunter, Glass Masters, any of that kind of shit, you'll find all of his articles there. And I saw the beard in the house here. He's got,
Redbeard.
Hey! He's got the flannel pants going on, wearing his pajamas down.
He's got the 3-foot volcano bag
3 foot. He brought the 30-foot volcano bag from the Prairie Cup.
from the Prairie Cup. That's right.
Roll it out. So that's, Jeff, the 30-foot volcano bag. That's kind of one of the charms of the Prairie Cup that I haven't seen anywhere else.
It was a party. Yeah, no, it doesn't exist anywhere else.
No, that's a big bag, too.
That is a big bag.
Good
I
photos of it.
taped 3 10-foot sections together.
And
So maybe we'll do a 50 next year.
we should. It's
I'm
an
down.
eye catcher.
We got enough room in there.
42. That's what Johnny says, 42.
Okay, the Zeppelin bags are 12 foot, so I'll do 4 rolls of volcano bags, right? No, 3, then 1. Make the 42. 3 10-foots and 1 12.
So Sarah Sunday.
We're doing it. 42.
Sorry, I was like talking in the background,
Thanks,
going 42,
Kiwi.
420. It would just
Rock
be
brother.
cool. You
Kiwi.
do the bag at 420. The bag's 42 feet long. It's all about 4.
Everything's got to be 4.
Everything's
got
got,
it.
in
420 related.
John's world, everything is 420
Pretty much.
all the time.
Look at here's
Well,
my
you know what?
text
It's
from
what helps.
Sarah.
Sarah has
First one
texted.
says, "I'll be late, leaving Whistler now," and then I think I'm going to stay in Whistler. So I don't
So
think,
she's
I don't think
tuning
Sarah's coming
in
to the
on
show.
Pod
Yeah.
TV.
Well, that's okay. We'll have Sarah Sunday on another show soon to
How
do a
was
recap
the
of the
Karma
Karma Cup. I wanted to. She's in Whistler.
She's in Whistler.
She just said she was coming, and then she sent me another message saying, "No, I'm staying."
I'm going to stay in Whistler.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I'm
she's
not sure.
obviously got carried away up there. It's quite beautiful there.
It is. You can get lost in Whistler.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
beautiful.
This time of year, where
It's the
there's-
air.
Yeah, it's nice.
Just has to start to. Is
I don't
there
know,
any
is there
snow in the
snow up
mountains out there yet?
Yeah, I was gonna say, has it snowed at all? No. Still.
Someone
Still
Google
grassy.
that for us. You know, is there snow on Whistler? Takes
Hasn't
2
snowed
seconds.
in the
I
prairies.
get talking into my
That's
phone.
okay.
It'll actually
what you
read
really,
back
what you
to
do
me.
is you go whipping down the hill on a Segway. You know, it's grassy slopes on a Segway.
That sounds like something alcohol-induced would do,
Yeah.
right?
That
A
would be-
pothead wouldn't be willing to try that. A drunk guy'd be like, I'm there, man.
I'm on my
there, bro.
Segway. Well, what do they do with the chairlifts during the summertime? You know,
It's
You gotta
13
have-
degrees and
It's-
partly
it's
cloudy.
plus 13 in Whistler.
we said Segways, Tracy. Yes, down the ski slope.
So, you know what's pretty cool?
Related. The guy who invented
Check this.
the Segway.
We should
apparently-
actually get this guy up
Oh
here.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
What do you think?
So the beard brought the cup.
Beard.
It's
Why
fully
can
functional
can
too.
You should be
Can
here
I see
talking
this?
about this.
Can we,
Can you?
pass that over? Show the cam here.
I don't want to touch it.
Yeah, this one here.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to. I just wanted to
I'm
look
gonna
at
win
it.
one of those one day.
It's amazing looking.
I just have to enter. It's a beautiful. That's pretty cool.
And it's fully
It's
functional.
fully functional.
So which one is that?
But you
Inline
shouldn't use it
bubbler.
anyways.
Wow. Oh,
And
it's
you can-
apparently the design for next
you can
year.
an
smoke out of it.
extra.
And you can drink.
Did
a big
you hear
beer out of
that?
it.
You
or-
get yes.
or
It is a fully functional
liquid of your
bubbler,
choice.
dab rig cup, and
That's beautiful. Cool.
yeah.
It's
Because
all
there's
about
only
the beer.
one way to celebrate a win. So something to drink
Do you
and
feel-
something to
And
talk.
it's the classic Redbeard horn style. Got the horns going on.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Very Redbeard feel.
Very beardy.
So who's
So-
doing the cups for
We should
the
probably bring the beard
Harvest
on here.
Moon Cup?
Redbeard, are you coming
Brad,
up?
can you come up
yeah,
here?
Redbeard, you should.
Yeah, I'm
choose-
gonna leave again.
Redbeard, are you coming?
You switch in with John there.
I want to say thank you to John. He gave up his co-hosting spot for me today.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say thank you.
He gave you the
Right.
snuggle
Come
spot
on
on the
in, John.
couch.
We can all fit.
My brother
Hi,
Medbeard.
Patrick.
Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Awesome. How are you?
My brother.
Very good. Good to see you.
Good to see
In
you,
town.
too. Oh, I shouldn't share. I'm catching a tickle in my
Oh,
throat.
you got the tickle.
So I'm solo
He's not
bagging.
sharing.
Farm tickle.
So I don't share today. Sorry. Yeah, you're getting it.
So
Reminds me
Redbeard-
of bucket totes when you do that.
bucket tokes. Yeah, it shoots it right up your.
Yeah, do you ever do bucket totes?
Oh yeah, sure I did. Love the
In
bucket
the sink.
tokes. Man, I remember doing that when I was like
Just fill up
12
the
or
sink.
13. And somebody had the bucket cut out, and we were like, "What is that?" Yeah.
Just fill up the sink. Cut the 2-liter off. Fill the sink up, and fuck, away you go.
Then you don't need that second bucket.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you guys having a good Cuptober?
Cuptober.
Oh, it's been spectacular.
Blazing.
Stellar,
Blazing
eh?
forward.
Starting with Lum's event here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And then
great.
moving to
Cup.
Toronto.
Redbeard was at the Karma Cup, helping out with Pod TV, actually
Yes.
recording our live broadcast.
I was
for
a
us.
cameraman.
You were the cameraman. You were amazing.
And
He's
I was
multitasking.
sober. So
yeah.
it was like not wobbling all over the place. It's been known to happen.
That's
It's
right.
been-
I got my viewers seasick one show.
It just looks like one of
Sorry.
those. Looks like one of those rugged handy cams. Looks like a,
Yeah.
one of those new TV shows.
And then I got a tripod, and everything's been great since. It's easy how it goes, you know?
Redbeard's drunken tripod.
Well, it frees up your hands, you know,
That's true.
for smoking cannabis.
Redbeard, how's the show going? You do your show every Saturday on Pod
Every
TV,
Saturday,
4
yeah.
p.m.?
Tomorrow we're live from Chilliwack. I'm featuring James Felgenhauer, JF Glassworks.
Yeah.
A local guy, a really good friend of mine. Another James is there from Calgary. So we're going to collab it up. Who knows
Cool.
what we'll get up to, but it'll be fun, I guarantee it.
And tell us about the last Redbeard show.
It was epic. We were in Tirana.
Yeah.
See how I pronounced that right?
Tirana.
Tirana.
That's right.
Thank you, Tracy. Just needed acknowledgement for that. We were at Master Rola's shop,
Yeah.
otherwise known as Drew Edwards. And he does a lot of the recyclers, and he's a really great guy. And I wanted to do it at his shop because he's already like good at doing videos. He does videos and stuff, and so he's good at talking to the camera. And it was a really good show.
He
Yeah.
won one of the
Yeah.
I
Fourth
think so.
place.
Fourth place.
Yeah.
The Karma Cup.
Beat the hell out of me. And Gary Juana, my favorite
Gary.
flower punk glass.
Yeah.
Good
I got
people.
to see his baby, little Maisie Jane.
Yeah, his wife
she's
was pregnant the last
Yeah.
time I saw her.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
I haven't
Cynthia.
seen Gary for a while.
Lovely
Miss him.
people.
My
So,
brother.
yeah.
Good guy, for sure.
Yeah, they're in a
Good people.
great little spot in the world, the Hamilton cannabis community.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very close to Brantford.
There you go.
Brantford.
There you go.
That's right. I'm
Cannabis
wearing my
Community.
Brantford Cannabis Club. Now, I got to actually go to Brantford when I was in Ontario. I love going there to visit my friend Brittany Mitchell, who is amazing, and who is a member of the Brantford Cannabis Club. And yeah, I got to hang out with the two Brits, actually.
Brit
Brittany
squared.
Ann and Brittany Mitchell. It was a Brit sandwich. It was nice.
And lots of good
Yeah.
cannabis.
And a giant sack of good cannabis, and it wasn't just good. There was some great stuff in there, and the edibles I haven't even dipped into. There was something like what? I don't remember the number now, but ridiculous number. 17
Yeah.
edibles.
Yeah.
Like Jesus, I can't even. If I eat one edible, I'm out for 2 days.
Yeah.
17 edibles will last me a lifetime. Yeah. Well, there was 19 hybrid strains and countless other of all the other things. So, I still have a bunch of packs of shatter upstairs.
It was
Delicious.
epic.
And did
it's
you-
also the freshest in our mind. Yeah.
It is now,
Yeah.
yes, until this one this
Here
weekend.
we go. Yeah.
Then it will all be erased and we won't remember any of the other cups.
Have you got a sample, one of the, for this weekend, sample pack?
I do.
Excellent.
I have this. I haven't taken any photos yet, though. So I can't let you
Good to work.
let you smoke it.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to pinch. Don't worry.
You could if
Look
I
with your
if I
eyes,
had
not with your
taken-
hands.
If I had taken the
Every
photos-
morning, I've been waking up and I roll 1 gram, five
It's like he's
five
heard that
bags
before.
between 6 and 7 a.m. It gets me up. Then I do smoke some hash so I can get get going.
How
So-
do you do the separation game?
Indica G D.
Indica G. Tracy's already hitting her bag pretty hard over there.
Tracy Curley is halfway done.
Hi.
Is that in order then? You've gone through all the indicas to G?
I've got sativa cross. It's sativa hybrid and it's sativa hybrid.
You want to use the sub? You can use the
Oh,
sublimator anytime,
starting at
brother.
A? Oh, so she's on sativa hybrid indica. That's even more. That's 3 times what I thought you had. So that's pretty good. You must be getting close to the end of this flowers.
No, it doesn't seem like that.
And no, they just keep going. So there's 39 samples in this one. So there was 100 in the. How many samples did you have?
How many samples in the Prairie Cup?
Yeah, in the Prairie Cup.
24 with all the
24.
concentrates. So,
So-
it's 18 flower and then the 6 concentrates.
Yeah. So there's like, man, it seems like
Yeah, there's 40. That's a
40.
lot.
I thought he said 39.
No, 40 flower.
Tracy's 21 in.
And
Well,
and
we're
there'll
gonna have
be one
Tracy Hall
more.
talk to us
There'll
about
be
it.
one more, from what I understand,
Yeah,
CBD
let's-
strain
let's go.
that will be introduced
So that's some
tomorrow.
superhero
So that
shit.
will be 3 CBD strains.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna test all the CBD strains tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna take a look
Cool.
at them.
So
That's kind of what we're interested in.
Like,
I wanted
when
to
you
talk
gotta
to-
judge
Everything else is the
40
same generic.
strains, man.
I know.
Like we're getting attacked
That's awesome.
with 20 tonight.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to judge them all properly.
Me and the crew from Prairie Cup are gonna judge 20 strains. The Harvest Moon Cup.
The crew from Prairie
Tonight.
Cup. You mean you and Karen?
Yeah. Oh, Curtis is here too. So.
Oh, and Curtis, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna show them how we smoke out in the prairies.
That's right.
All right. Well, I
gonna
mean,
show
that's how
Vancouver how they smoke
you
in
know
the
what?
prairies?
I haven't judged a cup for like a while. Like the last good cup I judged was in like Treating Yourself, Marco.
What about the Kush Cup? Me and you hit all those
Oh,
samples.
we did go hard.
live on air. I think we did
That's
all
right.
of the samples.
So, but we did that all in one.
All in one show.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Yeah, in 3 hours we did
See,
the entire.
we didn't do 20 strains tonight. Fuck, that's 20
yeah.
joints.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
Yeah, I smoked that in an easy night. Shit.
I know we're kind of all over the map here, but Redbeard, tell us about why, like, this creation and what this takes to make this
Please
thing.
tell us, Redbeard.
Okay, sure. So we kind of went off the same theme as last year, and I
Yeah.
came up with that theme by looking at her logo, which kind of has, if you look here in the center, there's like a little goblet type of a trophy with the 2 arms. So I thought, okay, well, let's maybe make the trophy look like that. And then I'd been saying for years, I thought it would be really cool if the Cannabis Cup trophies were functional pipes. Way back at the Tokers Bowl, Michelle Rainey, she gave away like just epic heady bongs as a first, second, third, like kind of, $1,000 value, $500 value, $250 value type thing, like just really crazy bongs.
Yeah.
And so I was just kind of reflecting on all the Cannabis Cups I've been to, and I thought how it would be fun to make a functional one. So it not only is it a cup, but it's also that you can smoke through it. So this year, to make it better, I added a downspout here, so the functions better. So you can fill it up with water, and it functions really well.
Yeah, it's got. You can
Rumbles.
see the spout there. And actually, let me take a little.
And
I'll
there's
be very
some
careful.
video on Instagram of some folks hitting the trophies.
Very nice. Oh, the people are hitting them.
Yeah,
Jeez,
which
see,
was
I'm kinda-
what made me happy to see.
Ah, that's good. Yeah, I'd be scared to hit it myself because it's such a cool
Oh,
thing.
me too,
but-
probably.
Yeah.
And so I didn't win this. I brought it for Sarah Sunday. She's going to take that around to tour with and show off. It'll be for next year.
I thought this one was for me.
Well, not yet. We haven't quite discussed the price yet. So.
Oh, I see. Wow, that
No.
thing is quite
Yeah,
a
so I'll
piece,
save
though.
that for next year.
Cool, man. They were great in there. How many total were there in the end?
27.
27.
Yeah, 9
you were,
categories.
You were working your ass off.
I was running them.
On the day of the
Well, we didn't have a
Award
place
ceremony.
to display them on the
Yeah.
stage. So the safest place, we were so paranoid about one getting broken during
Yeah.
the award ceremony. So we put them up at the bar, and then I just had to run back and forth. It was a bit of work.
They were going through
they
pretty
actually-
quick, and I just saw you, the red
They
flash
actually
running
get
back and
broken
forth.
on the way home. People taking them flying back with them and
Yeah.
stuff. That's when they get broken.
Well, I wondered how the Beer Brothers were going to take all those trophies home.
Yeah,
to
they
send a special
they
package.
they boxed them up. Yeah.
Bubble wrap,
Lots
yeah.
of bubble wrap.
I can tell you, yeah, lots. I bought it all, and then they kept it there and sent it home with the people. It's just,
Well, that's cool.
yeah, a few $100 for the bubble wrap for sure for this project.
At least.
It's like you actually don't have like a truck of bubble wrap at your house.
Redbeard has a bus.
Got like a warehouse.
He's got a
Hey,
bus
guys,
of
so-
bubble
There's
wrap.
a warehouse.
We gotta
of bubble
find
wrap.
the cheapest bubble wrap because he's gonna
He has
need
the
Bubble bus.
he's gonna need
stash,
a
the
bubble
bubble
box.
bus, the Redbeard bubble bus.
Bubble bus.
I like
So,
the sounds of
now-
that. But
now
I
speaking of-
No,
I think I came up with the name for the bus convoy.
What is it?
Well, with the new government and the obvious way of things that we're going,
It's gonna
I'm
be
just
great.
well, maybe I won't release it because I gotta go.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
okay.
You might
so-
tell me after the show
Yet-
then.
yet
But
coming.
But
Stopping
Redbeard,
my tracks, but I got a
Stopping
great
the
name.
bus right there.
you
Hi,
should.
Fran.
Can you tell our audience what you're talking
I
about?
am planning a great Canadian convoy of epic proportions. We're going to travel across the country in my antique buses. I got buses from the 40s, 50s, and 60s, school buses, and they're all converted. And we'll have a mobile workshop, studio, circus, and we're going to have different acts, including music and comedy and a DJ, and
A
we'll
DJ.
have like entertainment, and we'll just go from town to town, collaborating with different artists, making an epic heady piece that we will at the end have a great art gallery show where we'll present them all and auction them off.
That is so
Yeah.
cool, man.
So we're gonna film it all. It'll be kind of a new weekly show that I'm planning.
Yeah.
And maybe an epic. I said epic a lot. Did you know? This? And
An epic
It's
number
gonna
of
be
times.
epic,
even a motion picture, like a full feature thing.
Nice.
starring Epic
The
Redbeard.
bus.
Yeah.
The bus
Starring
convoy.
the buses. Yeah.
But there is a name. We just don't know what it is yet.
yeah.
Epic.
Yeah.
We got it.
The Epic Bus Convoy.
Epic
It's
bus
a
convoy.
epic bus convoy.
That's not the
Canadian
name he registered.
epic
Yeah.
convoy across the Canadian.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. No.
Lost an ear here.
Yeah.
So that's very cool, Redbeard. And
Yeah,
so
but-
do we have a timeline for any of that stuff? Is that just
I was thinking of trying to depart right after the glass gathering, if the logistics go. So the glass gathering would be the launch, and then maybe we'd go up the coast. I want to go to Quadra Island to see my crew there, and then kind of Sunshine Coast, go see my crew there, Corey and Stratus, and then kind of head east all the way to the other coast. And then I figure if I can dip down into the States, we'll just reach a whole
Nah.
other level.
That would
So,
be cool.
Yeah, I'm going to invite a couple people to come along. Yeah.
That would be awesome, man.
That should be good.
Just
So
be
if you want to
careful
be
down
part
there.
of the Epic bus
like that
tour,
Robo,
Redbeard
the
bus
Robo
tour.
hitchhiker. Did you see what happened to him when he went to the States?
No.
Yeah, they fucked him up.
Did they?
They
Oh,
did. They
no.
did a great cross Canada tour. Yeah, and then poor soulless robot.
He got hacked.
Yeah, they didn't. One guy didn't like his face and kicked his face in. He's like, "Fuck you, robot!" And they got it actually on video.
Yeah, of course. They
Poor robot dying. Help me. But yeah, so just watch that you don't get your bus kicked in.
You betcha. I'll
The
bring
bus
my.
kicks back, though.
I'll bring my Bouvier, my security system.
Yeah,
180
a
pound
big
dog.
boot glass piece that you can
Yeah.
kick some ass
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, we're
So-
gonna do some epic things. Oh, you go ahead.
And you do have a show tomorrow. This is before you're going to the show, the big show, the Cup.
Tomorrow, you mean? Are you
Wait,
saying? Or?
yeah.
No, I am
The 20
not.
Oh, you're not doing the show tomorrow.
I am bowing out
I
honorably. Hopefully.
I for some reason thought you were
Yes,
doing a show.
You're on
tomorrow.
your own. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I
that's
will
okay.
not be able to assist the Pot TV broadcasts.
Oh, and you're not going to this.
No,
right. But
I'm
you
go-
are doing your show. You're not going to this.
I'm going
getting
to Chilliwack.
confused.
Yeah,
this.
I'm
Right.
feeling
I got you.
Karma Cup.
wholeheartedly
this is
support
what I
the
mean.
Harvest Moon Cup.
Sorry. This
Great
cup.
event they've planned. My friend Tank made the awards. I'd like to announce that. Tank did a great job with those.
The Harvest Moon ones.
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
cool.
So you'll have to get some good pictures of that for me. But
And
yeah,
another friend
Tank.
made.
Tank did the awards for
Tank
that?
did
Oh,
the awards
cool.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Totally.
Shout
and
out
great
to
awards
Tank
in
Glass.
the Prairie Cup
Yeah.
as well.
Yes, from Shine.
Shine.
Shine Glass
Also
or Brian.
functional in a way. Yeah. So you'll have to check it out. That's cool. Yeah.
Cool stuff all over the place. Well, thank you, Redbeard. I appreciate that. Always
Where's man?
slice. We haven't had you on the program in a while, actually. In
Yeah, I
studio.
haven't been to the city in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good.
I
Glass
needed some
gathering
new
was awesome.
pants.
You needed new pants. He wore his
Since I came to
flannel.
the city.
Did you buy 2 pairs?
Came
Actually,
in
my
from
car is
PJs.
like
On the safe
full
side.
of glass tubing right now. I just stocked up. Yeah, with my good friend from my good friends at Andrew Getty Glass. I just wanted to give her a shout out. I have some Illuminati at home. Yeah,
And what is Illuminati
Kiwis.
glows?
glows in under black light.
Kiwi's excited.
Yeah,
And so what is it in the
Yeah.
glass that makes it glow like that?
uranium.
It's radioactive.
I don't know.
Uranium,
guessing.
Probably.
It's uranium 420, so it's all good.
That's right.
It always
You
glows
smoke
green.
weed through it, so it's safe.
So now, speaking of 420, Johnny mentioned 420 in the weed we were growing on stage. We've been in negotiations with the city about the next 420 coming up.
Yeah.
Now,
Do we have
we
a
don't.
stage?
Earlier, I announced that we thought we actually had the Vancouver Art Gallery, so we were about to announce that hey, we're okay. They're going to let us. Well, apparently they've now contracted out construction on the art gallery again.
Of course they have.
And so they think that it's going to be under construction again during the 420 celebration.
Of course it's going to be.
But what they said to us is they'd be happy if we moved it to another place. They won't come in with the cops and fuck with us as long as nobody's selling to minors. They say that's what the only thing they're concerned about. And they said you guys can have the vendors booths, charge as much as you want for them, do whatever you want. We don't care as long as you don't do it at the Vancouver Art Gallery. Yeah.
So where?
Mix
Sounds
it, get
good.
it in writing. So we're going to apply
So where?
through the real permit process. We're going to apply for a permit.
Okay.
And then if they turn us down, we're just going to do it anyway somewhere. But we're going to try and go through the proper channels and make sure that nobody fucks with our rally this year. But what the location, as you said, is the thing. We don't know where. We
What's the
proposed
location?
Sunset Beach, where we end up at the Global Marijuana March. That could be a spot. Johnny says it's not big enough. there's some size limitations there. Although it is the beach, so we can expand out in either direction.
Expand into the water.
Dangerous?
Floating protest.
Floating protest.
Let's bring in
We could
barges.
do it on a barge.
Yeah.
420 barge. You swim out to it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get your exercise.
Might be a little cold in April. BC Place. See, we have to find it. Where I wanted to go was a place called Jackpool Plaza, which is just down by the convention center. We can't get that place because it's owned by the federal government and it has a weight restriction of number of human beings allowed on top of that landing. So we'd have to fence it off and then count how many people come in. So they won't let us do that one. I think we should close off Davie Street and do it down Davie. Or something like that, down by the beach. Yeah, it's a big spot. We can do either side of the road. So, if anybody has any suggestions here in the city of Vancouver where they might like to see the rally, send them to my email, jeremiah@cannabisculture.com. Tell us where you think is a good spot. We'll check it out and see. Me and Dana Larson are going around to spots to try and find them now and see what's up. So,
The Fade to 420.
Yes.
Fade to 420.
Tracy?
We don't
Be
want
interested to
Come talk to
don't
us.
want another altercation with the cops.
No shit.
Well, I just said that. There's all kinds of. Well, that's you go down near BC Place. You go
So,
all
of
the way
course,
along
that'll be the new
Science World,
location
that
for
whole
Cannabis
area
Day as well,
along the
then.
I
SkyTrain
would
there
think
that's
so.
undeveloped. I mean,
We'll see
that
how
would
it goes at
house
420.
right all
Yes, we
along
will.
there. The parking
See how
lots
it
are
goes.
all now that corridor. They can close that whole thing off between BC Place going all the way to the McDonald's, all the way across there. That opens wide open. It's a huge open parking lot.
There's a few. Whoa. There's a few locations. We have a. That always
So-
happens. At least it wasn't the cup. Did anything break?
So, no, nothing broke.
Beautiful.
I was gonna say-
Beautiful.
So, what are the viewers saying about that right now?
So yeah, and because last year at
So
420.
if you think about it, if you go to where Science World is, and we go all the way along that corridor up there, that's where the casino is, and that's where we've had events there and stuff like
I
that.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That is a huge area. If they close down
want it
all
somewhere
those roads
centrally
and where that
located.
skater place is and stuff like that, it's so centrally located because of the SkyTrain.
They have to be
on
able to
two
walk there
stations.
from the art gallery. Is my
And
opinion.
you can pretty much walk there from the art gallery. I mean, it's actually just saying.
Yeah.
I've lived here
So-
my whole life, so I'm sitting there thinking of an area, right? Jared, I'm going to send you an email.
Okay. Is that sublimator still working? I wouldn't mind a toke out of. Oh,
So-
wait. Johnny, I wanted a bond toke of that 420 weed on the stage.
Okay.
Is that? Oh, and Al the Alchemist dropped off some yumminess here.
Right here.
Alleged yumminess.
I'd like to thank
I
John
saved you
B
that
for
bud
knocking over my
because
shit.
you wanted
Hasn't
it.
been verified yet. Yes, this is.
So there was a good test of a
That's true.
mothership taking a good
It was the ghost of
slam
Al.
to the ground. It was.
It looked
Yeah.
like Al, but it wasn't necessarily
Huh?
him.
My instincts came in.
Yes, and 28 dabs later in the chat. Notice Duchess sitting here. Yes, Duchess, the co-host of the show here. There she is.
Thanks, 28.
Yeah, 28 dabs later. One of the biggest fans.
Loyal viewer.
Yeah, good guy.
Good
Yeah,
guy.
always kind of keeping watch for what's going on in there. We've been having some troll battles,
That always happens.
hackers,
Any chance.
Hacker problem.
hacker problems, some crazy people. We think sending the DDoS people after us. Interestingly,
Harper.
it's not just us either. There's been a whole bunch of people in the movement that have been hit by these
Yeah.
DDoS attacks.
Yeah, me too.
All kind of seemingly related to pot TV in certain
and they took
ways.
down all of my pot related
They
stuff.
got Johnny.
Yeah, they took down my I lost all my Cannabis Culture sites. I lost my Roll It Up sites. I lost my Treating Your L sites. That's what I lost. All the information I've been posting for years is like they hacked into my stuff and they went after those accounts.
A lot of well-known pot sites.
It's terrible.
Right?
Yeah.
So I mean all the information on what we did and the research and
Yeah.
stuff, it just kind of sucks. I was just really surprised.
There's
Just
a few
that's what they went
people
after.
in the movement who do crazy things right here in the city of Vancouver, and
Anyway, so for some reason, they didn't like the idea that I've been talking about cannabis basically for my whole life.
I would love a dab.
So, and that's what it sounds like it happened.
And
They
then
went
I'll hit this
around
bong
and
too,
they
or
did
we-
hit some of the
somebody else can hit the
community
bong,
that
but I really
are
wanna try
involved
that.
in trying to get the message out. That's the way I look at it. Hey, Jer? Oh, ninja! Good job, dude. You know what? That was a good ninja dab. He slid right in there. That was and he looked up with his eyes. He's like, "Are you really doing this to me?"
I thought you were card capping it.
Man.
I won't be able to talk for 5 minutes now.
Yeah, I've had that too.
Jeremiah's tapping out for 5 minutes.
That was a solid. Oh, now I'm sweating. My eye holes are sweating. You want this? This is the 420 stage weed. Oh, okay. You want one of those crazy dabs. So this is the thing about dabs. They really make me have a like temperature reaction, where literally I start sweating like a motherfucker. Really in my eyes.
I always say I can make people sweat.
Yeah.
My neighbor goes, I got the chill to sit. I'll make you sweat. Give me a huge dab, and he's sweating.
A lot of people.
I make myself sweat.
A lot of spitters after you take a big dab too. When the sublimator team goes around to places and they have a spitter, they'll yell, "Oh, we got a spitter!" Yeah. Just to embarrass the shit out of them.
Dab was someone that was I was at
that Ninja
West
Dab
Coast
slab.
Concentrate is going actually to the other location on Davie Street, and on Wednesday nights between 7 and 10 p.m. they'll be giving out full metal dabs. It's pretty cool. So they have going on Wednesday night. So at your present location,
at our location,
at your location, I was just there. I did it on Wednesday.
1674 Davie Street.
1674 Davie Street. Their West Coast Concentrates is bringing out the full melty hashes, guys. They brought all kinds of hashes. Everything was all solventless, so it was like no solvent extractions there. And they had a great group of people, and some cool people came down, and we were puffing some really nice full melody stuff. So if you're in town, you know what? Go check those guys out because they're giving out free dabs, man.
But other days now, at the same location, we have a dab bar again. So we're going to be giving out dabs, vapor bags, bong rips, and all that kind of stuff. You can purchase them. Same as in our building here. So
definitely 100% West Coast Concentrates knows their live resin and their terps, and they know what they're doing for sure.
Best live resin I've ever smoked was in Barcelona at Cannabis.
Man,
last
that
year.
Cannabis is crazy.
Fucking, I cannot wait to go back. If you've not been, I highly recommend that you go to Barcelona.
I'm not sure if I'm going, but
Oh,
yeah, it is. It's actually the largest.
It is the largest
in the world expo. That is
most well-rounded, accepted,
and the most money of any event. And I'd say probably more than even Seattle Hempfest, which has way more people. The amount of money spent on Spannabis is literally in the millions of dollars. In like,
is there a glass presence at the Spannabis very much? Like, is there live demos or as many booths?
It's coming around.
Yeah,
it's coming around.
Where I'm thinking?
Yeah, man.
Let's go to Spain!
Yeah. I think Europe is a little bit behind when it comes to the crazy glass stuff.
But they got everything else in the culture locked down, that's for sure. So, I mean, the glass culture, I'd say that's just coming, right? It's part of it.
But yeah, so Jeff, when you were there, one thing that I noticed at Spannabis is the booths themselves that these European companies put up are pretty massive. They're nothing like anything I've seen in North America.
No, they're big displays, and the big companies come out. They have a lot of money to invest in these displays.
It's like one of the electronics trade shows in Las Vegas or something where they're spending
except
literally
it's
millions.
really hazy. Right? And it's cool because security's like if they see you smoking a joint, because they passed a law in Spain that you can't smoke inside and stuff like a couple of years ago, but everybody smokes lots of cigarettes there, so it's kind of crazy. But like if you're smoking a joint, security will come up and they're like, "Can you put that out?" So you just put it out and then they turn away and you just light
it up again.
They're like, so it's just hazy as fuck.
Well, and they have
huge area. Like there's so many different booths and spaces, and
they have
outside,
beer vending machines everywhere.
Entertainment,
beer vending machines. And just
everybody's smoking crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they got some food vendors, and it was, like I said, really well-rounded event.
And it's in a big glass pyramid.
Yes.
Which looks really kick-ass. Like, the whole thing is done really well.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy Amsterdam. I liked the High Times Cannabis Cup, even though it was poorly organized.
It was fairly poorly organized.
Yeah, and those guys are great. Don't get me wrong. I love the guys at High Times. I think they're some of the coolest guys out there. Danny Danko's like one of the best guys in the movement. But, you know, that was pretty rough.
We'll see how they structure the Jamaica thing in November.
You going?
No, I'm not going.
Oh, you're
no.
not going.
No, I wanted to go November. I wanted to go to Expo Weed in Santiago, Chile, but I didn't. I lost my manager at Skunk Funk, so I've been retraining new staff, and I can't be gone for I needed to go for 2 weeks.
Expo's pretty awesome.
Like I heard Expo Weed is unreal, but I mean it may have to wait. South America.
Al's been, I think. You been to Chile?
Chile, Expo Weed.
Oh, you didn't go. Oh.
I wanted to do that this November, but. I mean, Cannafest is coming up in Prague, so if you're going to be around, so if you want an exciting event that you're not, because you're going to miss out. There's no Cannabis Cup in Amsterdam. Go catch Cannafest in Prague. It's an amazing.
It's funny to see
had so much fun
to
there.
hear of all the different places where these Cannafests are.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought that Chile was a big pot place? Or
Well,
grog?
because
yeah,
it is turning
Yeah.
into a pot place. But it's a good time to be alive.
yeah. It looks like some people lost the sound, but they're saying if you pause and play, it works, or if you refresh, the sound came back on for those who lost it. If you lost the sound, you're not hearing me anyways. What we really need is a sign. It's like, unplug. So, yeah. All right, now who else? What are we doing here? Oh, Redbeard's still chilling. So
Redbeard's here.
I think research and development. What do you got there? Oh, the mothership?
You got the mothership and how
ball.
that goes.
Yeah, what do you
still
think
got
of where's that mic?
What'd you do with the mic, Johnny?
Listen
John
for it.
does not have the mic.
Johnny.
John found it.
I was just saying, I've never really held one of these. You know, I don't get the chance to hold motherships often. These are very expensive. And I can see why. They're very, very well built. So I'm just kind of in my mind thinking, how was this made?
Mm-hmm, yeah,
That's
exactly.
a trick. The ball in the ball. I'm going to have to try that. That's pretty cool.
And now,
Yeah,
Redbeard,
and there's a climb through the ball.
is it always quality that makes glass expensive?
No. You're also, it is very good quality. First, I want to say that, right?
Yeah.
Top-notch quality. These guys won't take the tiniest flaw, okay? But the mothership brand name is definitely worth something.
Right.
Yeah, and you have bragging rights now. You own a mothership. It's like driving a Ferrari or
Right.
owning a Cadillac or a
Ballpark
1951 International
Johnny,
school
what's
bus.
that worth? Give me you don't have to tell us outright. Just give a ballpark number.
Oh, they're online for $5,000-6,000, I believe. This type
That
of rig here.
particular one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I could make that in an hour, but just joking. Whoa. No, that's just a joke and a bad one at that. It probably
looked like some Chinese
they got the best tools, right? And like those tools cost like the lathe they're working on is probably a $40,000 machine,
Right.
So
And their
it
torches
took them
wouldn't
a
be
while
cheap.
to get to that level.
Right.
Like what he's just saying is the Flower
Kiwi.
Life perk, so that's insane alone, right? And,
Yeah.
and even with the bowl here, so I mean it's the red and it's got the drop down, so you can even talk more about that. I got it. So pretty much, I mean it was something that is well deserved. That's all.
There
I
you
have
go.
To say.
Yeah, it's art, so you can't really.
Yeah, you know what?
And it's functional,
Yeah.
so it's even art that does something. I like it. Yeah, and you know it's funny because some people are like they'll come into our store and they'll look at the prices and be like, oh my god, gasping. But look at what the time and effort and the beauty of that thing. I mean, glass
sure.
art itself is very
Well,
expensive.
you can buy a $50
Yeah.
bong if you want one.
Right.
You can
Tricky.
buy a $500 bong if you want one, or
Exactly.
you can buy a
We
$5,000
have
bong
quite
if
a
you
range.
want.
Yeah, and no judgment too.
No,
Like,
no judgment.
some people just like to show
Based
off
on
their
what you
goods.
want to get high
Yeah.
on.
Some people can afford
Exactly. Well, and that's what it comes down to is can you really?
it. And really, this is
Throw
what
down
the
on that.
capitalist market does. It's just kind of like, there's a market for everything from the elite, high end, to the small community little things in the other end. Like there's room for all of it.
Yes.
And it's good to see all ends of the market being met
Exactly.
by the elite and by the jank.
And some glass blowers I've heard had a 2-year waiting list.
Yeah, those guys are busy.
Not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing at all.
No, yeah, that's pretty
And
much where
the culture's
that's pretty
only
much
going
where
to get
I'm
better with legalization, right?
Right. Of course.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
of course.
Yeah, I was in celebration mode. I got to tell you, when the day after when the Liberal government got into power and I knew Harper was on his way out, I spent the whole day in my greenhouse, as you might have noticed by my pictures on social media.
Yes.
I
Yeah, it was
heard
awesome.
I got his speech
so
was
medicated.
defeat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I heard Harper's speech was all defeat. Like,
It was brutally
Yeah,
bad.
Like,
but he
he
didn't.
only
He didn't
wrote-
actually say I'm resigning. He
but
just
no, he
kinda-
only wrote one speech. He didn't
Yeah.
write the one where he went, "I won." He didn't write that one. He only wrote the one he spoke out of his mouth.
Really.
Yeah, the one where he got defeated and
So he knew that he was
annihilated,
gonna
kicked the
lose?
fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh, piece of shit. He
See,
knew.
I think the
Of course, he knew
conservative-
he was going to lose.
Yeah. They know how much support they have better than anybody, and they knew that they didn't have any, and so that's why I think Harper came out and supported Rob Ford in the end, and that whole deal. Or he
Desperate
he came out and
times,
did that
eh?
whole Rob Ford
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Very
Isn't he
glad-
all rehabilitated though? Like,
Oh,
he went
yeah.
to rehab.
Hopefully,
and,
best of luck
right?
to
He's
him.
all-
It's
Best
still
of luck.
like That's
but
still
a risky
bottom of the barrel
move,
shit.
obviously, by the
He's
Conservatives.
He's
Yeah,
off
see,
the-
I
Very
was going to
risky
get
move.
Tracy
Oh,
Curley up here
Tracy's
next
coming.
anyways. So we can replace
Toronto
one
Tony.
ginger with another here.
Medbeard's
Ginger
out of here.
replacement.
We'll see you later.
Red
Redbeard,
with
the
a
Great
red head.
Canadian Glass Gathering, the
Yeah.
Redbeard Show. What else do we need?
Thanks, Redbeard.
Great Canadian activist.
Hi, Tracy Curley.
Hi,
Hello,
Tracy.
Jeremiah Van
What's
Der Meer.
going down?
I'm highly medicated from all the Harvest Moon
You
samples.
have your pack.
I am.
You've been dipping in
I'm
hard.
about halfway through there now.
Up to G.
She's
on all of
31.
your
She's
strains.
31
Thank
in.
you.
Well done. I've
She's
been doing
indica,
She did
hybrid,
22
and sativa,
in one-
all
in
in
1
on
hour.
G.
No, not one
So
hour.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
I'm on
Wow.
H
Oh,
now.
I saw that, John.
H.
I'm on H now.
Wow.
I think I'm on Indica H.
You came to talk about Rob Ford.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Matt
just
Murnaugh
gotta get 'em going.
and I have a history with Rob Ford.
That,
Ah.
like
Back-
you guys hooked him up with some weed.
No.
That's where he got his.
back-
I'm just saying, like
Back
you
in
guys
the
smoke him
day,
down, or-
before he was mayor, he was head of the Standards and Licensing Committee in the city of Toronto, so part of city council.
Okay.
Jesus, that guy.
And that motherfucker
He was that guy. That's
he
right.
was-
Before he was the mayor,
he was that guy. So that motherfucker was trying to impose a fine on landlords if their tenants were found to have a grow up in their property. It was this great big money making scheme for the city to like be able to go, oh, we need to clean this, and the fire department had to come in here. And Murnaugh and I went in and to the city council and went, well, first of all, define what a grow up is. Because
Oh,
that's
for sure.
is that a plant in a cup? Or is that like 200 plants? Because those are two very different
Way
things.
different things.
And kind of argued with city council that you've already, medical growers had the federal legal right to grow for themselves. They're already, ill people are already marginalized when looking for housing. Now to impose this on them was just going to make it worse.
Yeah.
So it didn't really, we argued it. It kind of, there was some talk about it. Didn't really go through for the rest of it. But then that
Rob
motherfucker
48
was
up.
going home and smoking crack.
Yeah.
Well, I think
He likes the hard stuff.
he was trying to drink a little.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he had to balance the drinking out with crack because he would get too drunk and the crack kind of picks you up.
Well, his whole family,
you
like,
got to drive, right?
You
His-
can't do all those videos like on those phones. You can't do
Yeah.
those videos unless you're,
Well,
acting.
exactly.
well, I think what
on a
everybody
show.
forgets
Mayor
is
has a
is
tough job. And,
He's his family.
Gotta
He
keep
just
going.
got stressed out.
He comes from a $50 million. Like that family is like worth $50 million.
they're
He's
gangsters,
not.
lot of
aren't
money.
they, though?
He's got that family's got lots of money. They always have.
I don't know much about him, actually.
It's well, no, that he's actually the family is actually quite wealthy. He comes off
the
as like the
business they were
working
in?
man's mayor, but no, like that.
What business is his family in?
Publishing, like they actually do printing, I believe.
Oh.
Like that's why there's all that Ford Nation. There's all that awesome
Well, if you're gonna smoke crack,
publishing.
you have to have a lot of money.
marketing materials because they print them
I'm
themselves.
just saying, if you're gonna be a crackhead, you gotta have a lot of money. That's an important part of smoking that shit. It's
Seriously.
expensive. I heard it's expensive.
You have to be pretty well tied criminally, really good. And,
I've heard it's really
he's running
expensive.
That small town, he must be running that for a while.
Yeah,
But
he
it's.
went to rehab. That's
But I mean, I don't
Now he
understand
just
what
drinks
Harper was
6
thinking.
or
Like,
7 coffees every day. Like
Red Bulls. Red
Yeah,
Bulls
and Red
is
Bulls.
the same thing.
Yeah,
But
and
we've
he's
heard-
like bright red.
we've heard rumors in Toronto for quite a while that Rob was mayor or whatever else, and that the Mrs. Ford, their mommy, has decided that yes, now Doug will be prime minister.
Oh no.
Well, we'll see how the platform goes.
So we'll
yeah.
see how much money they give. Well, it's
I
also
think Justin's in for 4, right? He's in
at
for 4.
Yeah, Doug Ford versus JT.
but it's terrifying. Like I lived in the city of Toronto. Like Doug Ford almost won.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't that far off. They almost won
That's
because
people are ridiculous.
When is the next city election? Like, for you still got another year? or
yeah,
something
we've
for
still.
it,
Oh yeah,
isn't it?
no, we've still got like another like
There's a certain audience that goes
2,
for
3
that.
years.
It's the sports fans who the jockey types or whoever it is. It's like caveman attitudes.
Yeah.
They kind of go for that. It's like the same people supporting Donald
Hey,
Trump.
Come on, the Jays
Well,
are doing good.
and it's the
since
same
first
way
time
with
since
Trump, is
I'm
that-
94.
not talking about the.
is that they manipulated the media into thinking like,
not trying to be hard on
I
sports
saved
fans."
the city $1 billion, when in all actuality he hadn't. But because he kept
Wrestling
saying it on TV, people believed it. And, you know, because they completely manipulated the media, the Fords did, because it was all about, and I did this. And people would be like, fact check. And they're like, no, he didn't. But because he said it on TV, wherever he was.
Yeah. Well, people
And-
love a drunk, too. You know? So everybody loves the kind of like good old boy, like, oh, he's just having a good time.
Well,
You know, that's the
and-
attitude that people have about
Well,
it.
he
People
was-
are
Buy
like,
that boy
I
a
like
drink.
that guy.
Oh, no, if you saw him.
Drink.
Oh, no,
Go
no.
buy that guy
That's
a
the
drink.
mayor,
If-
though. Like,
no.
he's drunk driving.
No, if you saw him in public, though, like, it was actually kind of sad because people would, like, chase. It was like our mayor was the town joke because they'd be like, let me get a selfie with the drunken, you know, the drunken
drunk
mayor, right?
Yeah.
And
Mayor drunk.
especially because he would go out without his security team. He refused a security team because, well, he had to go meet crack dealers, so no security team for him. But
Well, it kind of wasn't it working though? Didn't like he was good for the.
Well, no, his
economy or
security
something?
guy
Maybe
was
all
threatening-
mayors
For
should
the
be drunk.
economy is
Yeah.
good for
Apparently-
the greater Toronto economy.
no, apparently his private security buddy was threatening to kill people trying to get a video back
Oh,
of the
yeah.
mayor smoking crack.
No,
I
the mayor
did.
was threatening to kill people too.
Yeah, well,
Me too.
and all of
I
those
did.
people got busted in this big drug bust, and some of them died and never got heard from again. And all of a sudden that part of the story is all gone that we're
Yeah.
not hearing
Yeah,
about
people
anymore.
died. Yes.
Yeah,
I know. No,
it's
he's a
kind of
gangster.
crazy.
My friend Jessica, go say hi. Or invite her over.
Yeah, that's all strange stuff. There's lots of weird shenanigans, and apparently the police were dropping him off after he was drunk at home or when he was out drinking.
Yeah.
Well, they should
driving.
give him a ride home.
And they were giving him a ride home, but they weren't.
Charging
They
him.
should have arrested him.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
breathalyzed them.
Yeah. Well, no, he was driving his car, and yeah, exactly.
Did they tow that home too? They got the 08 guys to come and give it a ride.
I'm not even sure about that, but either
Now,
way,
yeah,
it sounds like shenanigans.
but so I can only imagine, like maybe Harper was like lacking funding for his campaign and whatever else, and the Fords just gave him like a lot of money at the
Yeah.
end to go, here you go, dude.
that could be too. They're like, we need a last minute cash
'cause-
injection from the
Because
Fords.
his victory party looked pretty small. Like it was the
They
reporters
said that on the news.
commented.
They said it. We were at
Very
Paper
empty,
Central.
quiet,
They're like one reporter
small.
noted that he's like, "Well, very small rally for the prime minister."
Yeah.
You know what was beautiful about Justin getting elected? Like when he got elected, the next day he was in a Montreal subway shaking hands.
Yeah.
You
saw
think
that.
you think that Harper could?
No?
Oh,
Yeah,
No,
they'd
no,
be
no.
throwing
He'd
eggs at him.
never even be there, man.
What I
Because
love-
everybody just tell me he was a piece of shit.
They'd be pelting him with fruit.
Yeah, eggs.
Yeah, eggs. Yeah,
What I
or
loved
whatever.
was like the
Didn't they do that
music
to Bush?
selection.
Tomatoes. They do that to Bush. Yeah.
Yeah, on
Like
his
you're
inauguration.
looking, everybody's
Just
cheering
shit
and
at his
everybody's
car,
happy.
Until he left.
And there's Rihanna singing, "We found love in a hopeless place."
That's funny. Oh, here we go.
You know,
Shit.
I was like,
The almost
I'm like,
broken
oh my God,
mothership.
are they actually playing Rihanna at the Liberal convention? They are. That's awesome. And there's all these videos all over the internet of Justin dancing, because apparently, like he does Bengali. I don't know how
seen one in
exactly. There's pictures of him
he's
dancing at
he's a
an
dancer.
Indian festival. There's pictures of him and the wife kind of doing the "holy shit, we did it" move. Like, there's some great images and visuals that are kind of coming across in the media.
He's a crazy. You know, people think that he's kind of like a junior or something. He looks like a young guy, like short or something. He's not. He's very
He's so tall.
He's really tall. And he kicked that guy Brazo's ass.
Oh yeah.
And when this is a funny story that I've been telling in the last couple of days because we've been talking about what a like ass kicker Justin seems to be because he's like trained in boxing and all
Yep.
that shit. Well, when I met him last time he was in town, I went up to him. We've met him before, but we went up and talked to him. And there was some guy who I was like talking to Justin, and some guy tried to get in between us. This big other tall guy, and he like was like Justin, trying to get in his face
Yeah.
with the camera. And Justin grabbed his arm and he like restrained him and like pulled him back like with force and like got him right out of the way. And the guy was like basically getting thrown out of the way. And Justin like comes right back and he's like, okay, here. And he was like big smile on his face. And I was like, oh, this guy's
Yeah, like he can
badass.
defend himself. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't even need.
Yeah.
Well, what
He's
I
an
love
ass-kicking prime minister.
is days at Vancouver
Easy class
Pride, there were these great images taken of Justin as these girls from during Pride came up and jumped on him and were hugging him and everything
I
else.
saw
right?
some of those pictures.
I saw that, yeah.
What I love, well, one of the things I loved about that, not only that, that's one of Toronto 420 photographers, Shutterjet, that actually had moved to Vancouver and got those shots that were published all over the place of that day. But that was also the same weekend that somebody tried to approach Harper and got slammed by security.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, probly body tackle.
Right? Like, yeah.
Right, and then charged.
But somebody else got, attacked by body.
She was a 7-year-old
Pepper
girl.
sprayed and then-
Yeah.
and then- I only wanted
She was
to
a
meet
supporter
him.
of him.
I
Yeah.
only wanted to meet him.
But
Yeah.
But the visuals of the last few days of Trudeau and everything else are so in opposition of what we've had with Harper, which is
Yeah.
the big frown.
some
There's
real
so much
change.
happy right now. It's,
Some
Yeah.
real change.
Wow, that's so good. I feel like it's the right track finally. See, and I didn't really like Thomas Mulcair, though I used to be an NDP supporter.
Well,
and
I love how he was like decrim, and then near the end he's like legalization.
Yeah, I know, right at the end.
well, and that was
Come on.
because of Damien. It fucked up. Like he pushed
It was.
the issue from Vice.
I know,
He
that was
really he
amazing.
pushed that. And
Damien is hilarious. That was so good. And big shouts to Damien's crew at Vice, Damien
Everybody
and
at
all those
Vice.
guys.
Yeah.
They're
All the
amazing.
hard work they do.
They invited Jody and I to go to Vice headquarters on
Yeah, I
election
saw some
night.
pictures. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we hung out there.
you had fun?
They were feeding us beer, and me and Damien and Jody went out back and puffed down. And every time we were smoking, they'd come over for Damien to do a live segment, and me and Jody had to hide behind the camera because they were like right there recording, and we're like blowing smoke right past the cam and stuff.
well, and they
It was
came
really
to the
fun.
Karma Cup as well and interviewed
Yeah,
Sarah
they came
Sunday
to the
while she
Karma
was there.
Cup, shot some video there. I haven't seen any of that stuff up yet. Now, I was going to play a video from Vice tonight on the show. This is one that features Al the Alchemist and
Well, let's rip it.
Ms. Kush Queen and others.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good video, but I'll play it closer to the end of the show because it is a bit long. It's like 10 minutes or longer. So, yeah. But yeah, Tracy, you've been at the cups. You were busting your ass at the Karma Cup.
I like feeding people.
Yeah, I have lots of photos of you like working the crowd, cutting up cake and things like that.
Yeah. Well,
you
it's
were the protector of the cakes.
It was fun for me because I'm a diabetic and so I can't eat any of these things. So Sarah looks at me and goes, "Can you go be the cake tester?" And I'm like, "Sure." and basically I took little tiny bites of all this cake when I went to the store. And then I looked at the menu and picked all the cakes that would be most likely to kill me first. And
You
those are
took
the
tiny
ones I
bites of all of
ordered.
them? You say you took tiny bites of all of them?
Well, a couple of them, kind of get the kind of the
I was going
idea.
to say, if you took tiny bites of all of them, that ends up being a big piece of
big
cake.
piece of cake.
Yeah.
Because we went through 20 cakes. But I got to pick. I just went and I went, okay, which one would I really love to eat but really can't? And I said those are the ones that I picked for people, and they seemed to go over very well. There were some pretty happy people.
It was a popular event, that's for sure. And it was great. It was well organized. I think that Sarah does a really great job. And the venues that she chose, we were at Planet Paradise first, which was cool.
Yeah.
And I heard they opened a dispensary when we were there or something.
I'm not exactly sure what the story is with that.
There's 35 dispensaries in Toronto now.
That's
35.
awesome.
There were 31 when I was there last week, so there's 4 more
That's
since
awesome.
last week.
Wow, okay, well,
awesome.
maybe it was 31.
Yeah.
Somebody told me 35, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was 4 of them or 5 of them in Kensington Market itself.
6 in Kensington
6 of
Market.
them?
Because there's one that's not open door policy like the rest. I found it by mistake.
Oh.
Yeah, I was walking around going because actually it was really great. I walked into a dispensary. This was last week, about maybe 10 days ago. I walked into a dispensary in Toronto, in Kensington Market, going, okay, new dispensary. Let's check this place out. I walked into Canawide in Kensington Market.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this guy looks at me and he goes, "Hey," and we're talking because he mentioned the Karma Cup, and he's like, "Yeah," because I know you from CCHQ. So I'm in a dispensary in Toronto, and I met up with Dylan, who's from Vancouver, who knew me from here,
Yes.
but we met. So it's a very small world.
Yes.
And
everywhere you go.
And he had the Leafly app and was doing the dispensary tour. And literally took me on a little tour and showed me where all the new dispensaries were. I was like, holy shit.
We need to get the weed map guys in Canada.
Yeah.
We have dispensaries and they do that all over.
Well, the Leafly app
thing.
does do it, yeah.
Cool.
There's so many apps out there that are doing it. The Lyft Cannabis, you can find them too. It's attached to a
Ton of
maps
weed
thing.
apps out there now, yeah. Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, and you can find cannabis culture related things in the iTunes store. If you go and type cannabis, you'll get this show in the iTunes store every week. You can get the audio version of this show in the iTunes store. Download to your podcast device. And yeah, there's like amazing amount of weed stuff everywhere. Even Snoop Dogg, who's going to be at the Harvest Moon Cup tomorrow, he's got a new website called maryjane.com, but it's Mary, M-E-R-R-Y.
Right.
Yeah. Marijuana Man is one of the beta testers of the site.
Oh, yeah?
Perfect.
And he
Oh,
said
that's
he's
awesome.
been reporting to me on what he's been testing. He's not a fan.
Oh,
No,
no.
Marijuana Man's not a fan. So, Marijuana Man can be a little bit of a skeptic sometimes, though. So,
Yeah.
that's what he does. He
Well, that's
likes to deconstruct things, you could say.
we're all a little there right now. Like I've been talking to people, and there's such a mixed reaction to the Liberals winning and the promise of legalization. There's people that are like, weed is legal.
Yeah.
And then there's other people like, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
there's basically Mark Emery, and then there's Matt Murnaugh.
I was
Well,
just...
we've heard the
It's so true, because
we've heard the
that's-
argument, or like
Yeah.
we've heard it all before, like the promises of like, Chrétien 2004 and talking about decrim, and then that all went away with Harper coming in, and
Yeah.
and
But-
then the
we
attorney
were
had
close
10
to
years.
that.
But I'm gonna interrupt here. But that's where it started. Like, but because Critchett said that, that's the summer, that's the year that the Hot Box opened in Toronto. That was
Weed
the first
so cheap
lounge.
back then.
Yeah.
That was the first lounge. That's where Abby took. It was like, oh well, they're not going to charge me now because Critchett just said decrim. So let's do this. And a lot of our growth came out of that one small moment in time. People took the risk to open those businesses. So I'm wondering what the growth of this is going to be, because people are going to go, oh well, fuck it.
Exponential.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
people are
it'll
just
be
going to start
huge.
going crazy with everything. And you can see already, and people have been talking to me about this, weed-related businesses have been doing better already. Seed companies, for instance.
Yeah.
Other places that are weed-related that people are getting set up. And all the weed supply stuff is, you're going to find there's going to be a lot
Chat,
more
they're saying
growth.
raids and arrests are still happening.
There are still raids and arrests happening.
That's what I'm saying. Like we need
Is that
to-
like within the last couple of days? Has anybody heard? That's kind of one of the
Yeah.
things I've been wondering.
Sault Ste. Marie, there was one.
Well,
On when do we know?
It was the day after the election.
Really?
Wow.
The 20th.
That's what I'm saying. We need to send out a newsletter, to the police and saying,
There was another one as
stop,
well.
cease and desist, all that. Stop arresting people for cannabis
Okay.
until there's a decision.
Freddie said he's got 3 busts today on his page.
What was that?
Posted 3 busts today on his page. Freddie,
Yeah,
the Wheat
see.
King.
Okay.
A big one in Saskatoon, Jeff.
Really?
Now, because
What's
They-
that big one in Saskatoon? Was that the dispensary? Hope not.
Justin
Well,
hasn't said that
Well,
he
we're
wants
kind
to
of
legalize.
yeah. We're talking
I
about
was gonna
the fact that there are busts still happening even after Justin's announcement of legalization. So there's still
Yeah.
arrests and busts happening apparently.
Apparently,
so.
a big weed
Yeah.
bust in Saskatoon. That's crazy. That sucks.
Government, RCMP. They're busting grow ops. And
Now, I discussed this with Alan Young. Like, I talked to Alan Young at 4:20 on April 20th.
Yeah.
Or 21st.
Right now, it's the Wild West. The
Well,
cops are
until
going to
they-
pick and choose. They're
Oh,
going to go
that's
after some of these
bullshit,
big
though.
guys. But that's what's happening right now. It's the Wild West until the laws are set in place. So he's got to really start stopping what's going on. And maybe that's what we start doing. Is right
yeah.
Well, they know the
So-
platform's coming, so what would be the point of them continuing to arrest?
Well, very
so they
simply.
can eat up the rest of their police budget?
Well,
Very-
For the year?
eventually, you see, if it goes to court with all this stuff, then some of it's, the laws still are there.
The laws are still in place.
but it's
It's
very
illegal.
simple to change.
Yeah.
He goes into Parliament and he through order and council takes cannabis off the CDSA.
Right.
That's it. It makes
Yeah.
it a natural
There's
healthcare
the link.
product,
Can we look
herbal,
at that news article?
Yeah, let's see this one.
and it's no longer a crime. And then you regulate it like you do.
We're going to have to get a window up here. It doesn't seem to be working. I'll cut and paste here. Gotcha.
Thanks for the link on that, so we'll see what
Yeah,
this
thanks,
is all
Freddie.
about.
Yeah,
There was a bus in Saskatoon, so we're just
We're trying to find out
Yeah,
where
I'm
it
gone-
happened and
I'm
who
gone-
it was.
I'm gone
and-
there, and I just want to make sure it wasn't the dispensary. That would really suck.
Yeah. It's loading slowly, but here it is. Shrink it up a bit. Uh-huh. So, man charged in Saskatoon, Del C drug bust.
smell that.
I've been flying
A man is facing...
Hold on.
Smell this.
That's
good.
really nice.
A man is facing trafficking charges following a drug bust. Members of Saskatoon Integrated Drug Enforcement Street Team made the bust on Thursday. Searches were made at a residence in the 200 block of Avenue J, so on and so forth. Police said in total they seized around 5.5 pounds of cannabis, 13 grams of cannabis resin, and $4,700 in cash. 3 men were arrested. 2 have been released with no charges being laid at this time. But the third man is facing several charges, including possession of cannabis for the purpose of trafficking, possession of cannabis oil, and proceeds of crime. He's scheduled to appear on Friday.
Yeah, they'll continue to investigate.
Yep.
Yeah,
Of
they
course.
expect some more arrests.
So if you're in Saskatoon and haven't heard from your buddy,
But they'll
that
let us,
might be where he is.
Yeah.
But they'll let us smoke out the O'Brien's event center
So, yes.
for 3 days.
They're definitely
Well,
still arresting
here's the thing,
people.
though, Jeff, is what most people don't realize. People that are there now is like the first year, it had to be. We were locked in. They wouldn't even let the in and out because the event center was kind of scared to let it happen back in the day, and it was all this new
This
thing.
year, the cops were partying next door while we were smoking out.
Yeah, and people would show up and get their bags and
nothing
leave.
happened.
Because they were worried, like they thought it was like, and by the end of it, people were like, my friends told me I was walking into like a sting operation. I was gonna walk in, I was gonna get busted. They missed the best time. Like the first year, it was really kind of funny because it was such a fear. And by like year 5, the cops are partying next door, right?
Yeah, that's
Nobody
funny.
cared.
Yeah, exactly.
We still smoked it out. Still did 30-foot volcano bags. We don't care.
That's right. Hey, man, as long as you're paying your taxes and minding your own business.
As long as you as long as you act like you belong there, nobody ever questions it.
Well, you
Yeah.
see, that's the thing. If you really, it's a victimless crime. So if you're hiding in your basement, afraid, a guilty man, I guess, hides. I just am not guilty of any crime, so I feel no need to hide anymore. So I
Fred-
just think everybody needs to do the same.
Freddie said he doesn't get if charges were not laid, why is he scheduled to appear? Well, charges were laid against one man, but the other 2 got off.
The other 2, yeah. But they said more charges expected, so they always have an ongoing investigation on every pothead on the planet.
Yeah.
I smoke weed, motherfucker. Get used to it.
We're testing letter G right now.
Indica
Letter
G.
Letter G.
Indica
G.
G.
Indica G.
Mine's over
Under
there.
the
I can use it.
G,
I am
Indica.
very high. Hi,
Eh?
Ashley. How's it going?
Ashley? Yeah, perfect.
Why did you give us fireworks, John
How's it
Buffalo?
going? Haven't seen you in a while.
Why did you give us fireworks?
I'm good.
Or
Having fun.
rockets?
Doing a show.
Everybody's got like these weed
Because we're celebrating the
nicknames, and
win
then there's me.
of Justin
Lump.
Trudeau, and I want to light up fireworks and
What
firecrackers
the
and
fuck
stuff like
does that
that.
have to do with
That's why I
weed?
brought him in. This is like, woohoo, we're
Fat
legalizing
lump
cannabis.
butts.
Isn't that something to celebrate?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we use fireworks and
John's talking.
firecrackers for? I brought in fireworks and firecrackers to celebrate the
John,
legalization
you are a
of
firework.
cannabis in Canada.
You're a
It's going to
firecracker.
happen. That's why I brought him in.
Yeah.
And you know what? It
Light
just
him up
happened.
and watch him go.
Oh, sorry.
Amy Screecheroos?
Well, that's the beginning, Ash. So we won't count the first
Oh, you give me
Poppers.
Skyrocket.
Sky rocket to the moon.
With report, it says.
That first
Skyrocket
bit
with
was
report.
like
Let's get to the firework
the glue
cam
of the
here.
paper. I'm not gonna.
Firework cam.
So, as it stands right now, G is being tested. Indica G. Anybody else is testing? You might want to have a toke of this.
Under the G,
Skyrocket with report.
Indica. Under the G, Indica. Oh, sublimator turned off.
It looks like a fatty or something, John. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful giving these things out at a vapor lounge. Somebody will be like, "Yeah, dude,
Yeah, I'm gonna go like that.
this new joint's crazy, man."
We're passing it down the line, and you guys are judging this strain, Indica.
Would you
And this
consider
is
that the
for
bomb then? Is
Indica
that-
G, and this is for the
Like,
Harvest
blew
Moon
up,
Cup.
Would you would that be like that's the bomb?
Yeah.
It's the best I ever smoked.
Smoke. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I actually was holding this towards
I have no lit
the
flame.
sublimator.
Guys
I was
got
like, I might be a little close.
torches. Light the
You
torch.
know
up.
what?
This is
I mean,
John's
come on.
idea
You
of
got some.
safety.
You got
He's
some
gonna
fireworks,
knock
didn't
some
you?
shit around and stuff. And
Everybody
just light
here
up
got some
anyways.
fireworks.
Bunch of
Did you
high
get some
people.
fireworks?
He wants everybody
Dab
got
the fuck up.
fireworks.
Fireworks.
Does anybody not
Here,
have
we're
fireworks?
celebrating. We're celebrating. We're celebrating. Here,
I keep
here you
throwing
go.
lit matches
Yeah,
on
we.
the table.
I gave everybody. Everybody, you good to go?
Opus on fire
Fireworks. You
control.
get some
Yeah.
fireworks.
Fire Opus.
Here you go. Here's another one. Opus fireworks.
I remember the fireworks
Celebrating
are not fatties.
legalization, and Anne wants a
The
fireworks.
fireworks are not fatties.
Okay.
Now he's
Make sure
throwing
you don't light
fireworks.
them around the building. Okay. Respect Cannabis Culture headquarters and
Here, have this G
walk across the street.
indica back.
You
There
know
you
how
go.
we not.
That's right. Skyrocket with report.
That's why we have fireworks celebration.
With report. Out of here, Al. Thanks for the
When am
awesome herbals.
Al, I'm gonna miss you.
That's the big
gonna
ones.
miss you.
Yeah, those ones go about 150,
Oh, yeah,
200 feet in the
you'll be
air and go boom.
Oh yeah, no, I'm only here for a short time. Yeah, I'm around tomorrow.
Thanks to special someone. Huh? That one's yours.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
I need somewhere to sublimate.
Say what? Yeah. McMahon's gonna come up next. What time is it? 5:49. Tracy, yeah. Did you? Was there anything else we needed to
We
talk
have the
about?
pump.
What happened? You know, I heard about the bacon episode. Did you hear about it?
How did bacon?
I don't know, McMahon. Maybe I shouldn't say anything, but
The bacon episode, yeah, we did an episode of making candied bacon, and there are more episodes coming. But I've been busy. There's been Women Grow. There's been a lot of stuff going on in Toronto that I've just been like, damn it.
you're all over the map.
I'm all over the map
doing
right now,
shit.
doing shit. I got
Very
a speaking
busy.
engagement when I get back to Toronto next week. No, Mick and I had made a bunch of candied marijuana bacon.
Yeah.
And Mick ate all the bacon. He shared a little bit of the bacon, but he ate most of the bacon. And then the episode was killed by Mick's computer.
It died. The episode is no longer.
So now I got to do another
That would've been
episode
But,
of marijuana
Opus
candied
still has the
bacon.
memories of the bacon, though. So, yeah. Or
But
the lack
I
thereof, the
believe that
memories of the
everyone
bacon.
should learn how to make it for themselves because
I
candied
agree.
bacon makes ice cream and it makes donuts and it makes share the information.
How stoned.
People should learn how to do it themselves.
How medicated were you there, Mick?
Well, actually, Jeremiah tried to help me recover it from
Yeah, we
the
tried to get it off the
SD
disc.
card.
With
But,
with one of those programs that will find anything old on a disc, and it didn't. There was nothing
No, it was too far gone.
there. Yeah. Thanks, Tracy. You're amazing.
Which strain was that again? It's really resi.
But
Indica G is resi as
Resi.
fuck.
Indica G.
You know, where it leaves a little spot on your
Yeah,
tooth after you,
definitely.
or on the lip.
Yeah, I got one now.
Telling
That's
you,
good
I haven't
stuff.
smoked a nice res joint.
I was
for a
going to
while.
mention, though, we do have, if you're going to be around, we do have the ingredients for a retake.
There you go.
The medicated bacon. So we bring it up on the show here. There you go.
Got to drive all the way out to Abbotsford for that. True that. I agree.
Yeah.
Great. I agree. He's
We'll
Fresh
continue
frozen.
that on Monday.
everything.
So,
Hey, Megan.
Hey, Megan.
yeah, I was super
Stoner
fucking
advisory
high.
in
Hey,
the
there's
house.
Megan. What's up?
I was
Stoner
the guy
advisory.
that took foods all through school
way.
and aced it.
Is that
So
a new
you
one?
know what? I know how to cook.
Whoa, show that off to the cam.
But wouldn't that color look good
Tattoo
on
cam.
another tattoo, though? That's
Fresh
really
ink.
nice.
Fresh ink.
Wow. It's a nice piece.
I'm
Jello.
okay. No, I'm.
Yeah.
No, for me.
Yeah, Megan. So,
I've done-
Opus.
Yay, man.
Do we have an
How
ashtray?
you doing,
yet?
brother?
I'm healing. I'm mending. I'm mending one parts and then broken in others. So
I saw you on Carly's edition of your show the other day.
Carly stepped up and took over the host position while I was under the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
That's
come out though
awesome.
briefly, but then I had to leave. I cut it short, obviously. So, but I'm back on Monday, and we've got a fresh show coming out. Tracy, who was just on, said she's coming back on, so we'll continue that bacon conversation.
Awesome.
And we'll be talking a lot about recovering the Harvest Cup this weekend.
That's right.
I'm stoked. I'm glad to see my buddy here. Jeff is in town for the Cup, and as well as the Beard over there. Good to see you in town for the Cup, brother.
Oh, he.
As always, and Jen.
Yeah.
So I expect it's going to be a good time. I'm actually down to, I only have the 2 indica samples left to judge and the 2 CBDs, and I'm done.
And that's it.
And I'm done with my box.
I was interested in those 2 CBD enriched strains. I'm excited to try those.
Yeah.
The one smelled really fruity.
And there'll be a couple other samples at the event.
There'll be a third indica entry entered tomorrow.
Okay.
So when you guys get there, there'll be one. I'm going to pick it up and kind of
Perfect.
take a look at the testing on it for tomorrow. I'm
I
curious.
still got a lot to go through.
So that's what's happening.
We only
and,
got here yesterday.
Oh, and I got news. The Fuck Harper shirts.
The Fuck Harper shirts?
Fuck Harper shirts have, in celebration of Harper being
Of
fucked.
actually fucking
Harper's
Harper?
been fucked. And,
Fuck you, Harper.
So we've reduced the price. There's we're clearing them out. The last ones, they're $15 a piece. And you can order those
We're going to add
online,
Harper, you
cannabisculturehq.com. There are limited edition now. We've achieved the goal. And, it makes me happy to know that, like, for the last, I don't know how many years we've been sitting here saying for a couple of years now, oh, everybody, we got to get out and vote. We got to get out and vote.
It's the
Come on, everybody,
largest
please
turnout
get
I've
out.
ever seen.
No matter what you do, you got to vote.
It was
Just
the largest
show
turnout
up
we've
for
had
a
in a long
while.
time.
That was the thing for a while. Remember, just show up. That's what Mark said when he got out of jail.
Yeah.
All you got to do is show up.
Andy Dauber's in the house.
And everybody showed up. And
Man.
I want to thank each and every one of you.
There
I
was
swear, I am so happy.
many people out at before the polls closed. It was a half hour, and the place was packed.
Yeah.
So I've been to other federal elections to vote at my local school, and there's been nobody.
Kiwi.
Peace out, Kiwi. Good to see you, bro.
Hey, brother.
So for that kind of voter turnout, everybody trying to vote and wanting to make a difference, I think
I went to the early
obviously
polls,
that's yeah, I know.
and they were packed too.
Yeah, advanced polls were busy. I voted early. Wow, nice cup. Canada showed up, and But here's the thing. Now, I really hope that.
The Atlantic coast.
Yep. But one of the things, I'll talk more about it on Monday, but the fact that, unfortunately, when you get a large voter turnout traditionally in Canada, it's because people are angry. We are so angry, we seething in rage. We'll actually, hey, maybe we'll go to the polls. And people did this time. First Nations, for instance, there was unprecedented amounts of first-time voters within the First Nations communities across the country.
That's great.
That speaks volumes. The fact that veterans had a concentrated effort against the party they normally support, the Conservative Party. But I want to see
Beautiful
that
turnout.
Justin, I'm hoping that JT will actually inspire people that 4 years from now when we go to the polls, people will come out and vote because they want to keep a good guy out in, not because they're, things are great, now we're bored, we're not going back to the polls, we can all forget about politics again. Because really, it's our duty not just to vote, but to keep these guys in check all year round.
Phil
We should
Bowles-
pay attention.
Phil Bowles in the chat said, "Good job at pissing people off, Harper." And I think that's kind of true. That's really what happened. Is people were so terrified of what Harper was going to do that everybody went out and voted for Justin.
My 80-something-year-old father called me on the phone. He voted in advanced polls. And he called me and he said, I can't believe that Stephen Harper went to not one, but 2 functions hosted by the Fords.
Yeah.
Like that, he's a conservative, long-time conservative, and he was
So many
disgusted
people.
by that.
Yeah.
That turned him off.
That was the bottom of the
conservatives
barrel
so
shit.
That was seriously like, yeah, he just
Harper
thought,
knew
he thought,
that he
what
had
the
no
hell was he
support.
thinking?
No, he knew he had no support left. It was the last-ditch effort to see if it could inject anything into the campaign.
It was a
saw
last-ditch
meme on-
effort that any support he had, he wanted to make sure he flushed that down the toilet as well.
I seen
Yeah,
a meme
that's
on.
exactly right.
I seen a meme on Facebook that.
I mean, what did he
basically
say?
said,
He said cannabis, tobacco was. What was that
Don't
whole
let
thing?
the stoner talk. Then.
Oh my God! Like
What was
that
the-
just kind of discredited him so bad. It was.
What was the
insane.
meme, Jeff?
It was a meme where it basically it was Harper and he's grinning and basically it said, "If you think it's over when I'm out, you're wrong." Like I've been saying, it'd take 10 really good Justins to fix the tender of his shit.
It's
He's
got-
done.
you-
that's
Look
true.
at the damage he's done in 10 years.
That's
It'd
totally
take
true.
fucking 50 Trudeaus
Did
to
you
fix
hear
that shit.
that Harper now is in favor of face coverings? Only if it's like this.
Is he also in favor of legalize? Is he also in favor of legalization too? Like,
no, he's
Oh my
hiding his
God.
head shame face covering.
You know what? I am so fucking roasted right now.
I'm
I'm
pretty,
so
I'm
high.
pretty medicated.
Hey, I haven't had a
Barely-
chance to have
Was
a
it the
puff out of this,
420 weed that grew on the
this
side?
mothership Yahoo, whatever it is that you're dabbing of some joyous material. Oh, Johnny, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm like passing out over here.
I want to get as high as that guy.
So, yeah, exactly. Mick, you'll be back on Monday on your show.
I'm back on Monday, 4 o'clock, 420 Lifestyle Show right here
When's
on
Halloween?
Pod TV. Halloween is next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
I
Oh,
think.
shit. It's a Saturday?
Am I right? Yeah, yeah. It's
Oh,
so
baby.
it's a week.
Fill your-
It's a week tomorrow. It's
Fill your
Halloween.
bowls.
Halloween.
It's your favorite.
If that's what
Halloween.
you prefer,
Halloween.
that's what we prefer around here.
Yeah,
Halloween.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Don't
Yeah.
fill your bowls with candy. Fill them with
Fill your
weed.
bags. See, do you think there'll be a
Not
lot
for
of
children, but
lot
and
of
also
weed
we have
candy?
what is it? Dabs or bongs instead of trick or treat.
dabs or
Dabs or
bongs?
bongs.
Well, you can get both down at CC.
Looks like you were trick or treating with your Harvest Moon.
Yeah, it does look like
You
that.
went to the one awesome house.
Yes.
Yeah, he just got. He gave you 40 strains. He's like, here you go.
Yeah, it looks like the Girl Scout cookie. Yeah,
Fair enough, brother.
exactly.
I'm hitting
Girl-
a mothership.
Would you like to buy chocolate or
Giving you
vanilla
that
cookies?
nice,
I
perfect
mean, I
hit.
dig,
The
I dig
of
all
course.
the strains
Tasty
and all
one,
the
the one
cookies.
that should be getting the terpene one.
Hey, always let the
So,
I
as
want
any
cookies
glass,
now.
any guys hitting dabs
So,
goes 40
well,
seconds.
It's rounding the
Thanks for
6
counting out
o'clock p.m. hour here in the city of Vancouver, and that means that we're gonna wrap this show up
Wrap the show down.
before the show.
John B's had my dabber for a while now, so
Gets
I
carried
can't
away.
have a I can't have a hoot
but I do
brought to you by
have-
Sublimator.
I do have this Vice video
You
that I
got
wanted
that
to
video?
play for the crew at home. So let me.
Redbeard,
roll
are you
out
leaving
here.
without saying goodbye to me?
So that's what I'm doing. I'm standing up and saying goodbye.
Oh, I see this. But
Goodbye.
Bye,
Adios.
we're just
uh,
wrapping up the show. So.
See you later. What are you doing? Oh, we'll talk.
Sarah Sunday is about less than half hour away.
Oh.
Anyway, she sends her regards.
Yeah, well, Sarah will be on another episode of the show in the future.
You around Monday?
These are awesome meditators here, Johnny.
One's gone down.
You around Monday, sir?
No, not here Monday, leaving tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not coming to the cup. I'm just here for the night. So.
He just came to see me because I travel always.
Well, hi and bye. And I want to hear more about. You get a hold of me. I want to hear more about your booster. Yeah. We'll talk. We gotta talk. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Love the Tainers too. These are great. I just haven't seen the large size ones. That's what I like. Yeah.
So.
Are they out yet? No?
They're going to be.
Yeah, I'm really
they'll
well
be released
medicated.
No, I'm
tomorrow.
well medicated.
Tomorrow will be the
Me
first
too.
XLR's
You and me both,
maintainers.
brother.
Oh well, I'll be there.
Uh-oh. I'm trying
Are we
to,
playing
like,
this? I just watched this.
There
It's
we
like
go.
18 minutes. Good little episode.
Did you watch this? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There's Damien. So
Damien on Vice. This is good.
we'll get the.
Like it's a really good. You guys make sure you. I mean, pay attention to this. It was. I liked it. I mean, it was enjoyable. It's educational. It talks about what's happening, what's going on, and the ins and outs of all the industry.
So I'm setting up the capture window.
Might even
for
recognize
everyone
someone
now.
in there.
And you
Al.
can see a picture of Damien here. Let's see. We'll switch over.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Damien.
Everybody.
That's Damien. So
And
maybe we
Adaba.
should wrap the show up first, and then we'll play the video as we leave. And
As
so
we,
we
are you
don't hang
going
around
to play us out there,
We're gonna
buddy?
play us out
I'm
like.
gonna play a video out.
yeah,
Are you
it's-
here, Lum, on Monday?
No, I go home Monday. I fly home Monday. in the morning.
Oh, okay, all right.
sorry,
well,
brother.
Tracy's going to be on the show, so that's what's going on.
Yeah, back. To
Carly
the-
Marley
back
will
to
be
the grind.
back for sure.
Monday. Big Monday.
All right.
I'm always down to come down for a Monday and do the show with you.
Hey, man, just you know how to get a
Get your
hold of me.
flight out just for that.
Thanks. You know how to get a hold of me.
I do.
Okay.
Well, I am totally fucking
There you guys go.
I'm well
high as a
baked.
kite,
Like,
super high as a kite. We'll be back
As
next
always,
Friday.
guys.
Everybody
high
left.
as a kite again. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Peace.
if you just got here, we're stoned.
Yeah.
Oh wait, now
All
we're
right,
rambling
Johnny B.
on.
Johnny B will be back with me next Friday. Lots of pod TV shows to watch.
Thanks
Cultivate
again,
freedom.
John, for letting me
Don't
co-host.
forget to watch the Redbeard show tomorrow at
Yeah.
4.
That's right. And then
uh,
the Harvest Moon.
This guy's show at 4 on Monday.
And then we got
Wednesdays
Open
with
for
Marijuana
Fridays
Man
from under the
on
sea desk with
Wednesday.
Marijuana Man. And that's the whole lineup here
And
in the
that's
city
it.
of Vancouver. But also on the front page of pot.tv, you can find all kinds of marijuana programming from across Canada, out there from our friends at Vapor Central as well. So tune in at pot.tv. Love you guys. Peace, and here's
Peace and
Vice
love.
and Damien and
We're
some of the
high.
other crew.
Remember, if you
Enjoy.
weren't
You
here,
should be
you
too.
weren't anywhere.
We have to switch over the volume real quick here, actually. I don't want you guys to get
As Greg would say, peace
Weird
and
echo.
pie.
I'm a
I would
dabber
always
back.
say, grow your own, grow in peace.
It'll just
Cultivate
take a
freedom.
sec. Here we go.
As I've said that, I think already.
Here you are. Enjoy, ladies and gents. There's the chat. Take a look. Peace, guys.
Peace out.
We're in an undisclosed location.
Absolutely.
Why does it need to be undisclosed?
Well, because as you're going to see, the amount of plant being grown here is very, very high, and there's a lot of rip-off that's been happening in the region of Vancouver lately. We're talking of serious rip-off where people get literally beat up almost to death, and they just go through the roof, go through the walls, and take everything that these hard farmers has been working so long to build, and just take it away from them. Yeah.
And these rip-off artists are targeting cannabis growers.
Just cannabis grower of large quantity cannabis grower, the one that has the big licenses basically.
Mm-hmm. Cannabis in Canada is still widely illegal. With a new government entering Parliament in 2016, the odds of legalization, further criminalization, or decriminalization of marijuana coming to fruition are still to be determined. But despite that, black market growers and gray market marijuana dispensaries are more prevalent than ever. And the sometimes dangerous and legally dubious process of manufacturing weed oils and other concentrates is rising, with growers investing tens of thousands of dollars to make sheets of potent pot wax. With the legal fate of weed still in the balance, we went to BC, the wild west of Canadian chronic, visited grows operating illegally or semi-legally, met concentrate manufacturers making large quantities of oil in spite of the law, and checked in on the exploding dispensary scene that the federal Conservative government is trying to shut down.
We're here with an anonymous extract artist to talk to us today about the world of, well, extracts. Thanks so much for sitting here and taking us through it. I guess let's start off with what exactly is an extract?
Okay, so the term extract, it doesn't really just have to relate to marijuana. It can relate to using a solvent or medium to extract the essential oils that you would want from plants or any type of material and be able to concentrate it in a concentrated form.
Okay, and so in the case of cannabis, what would be the purpose of having an extract?
Okay, so, when extracts first really came around, a lot of people were a little conscious about it because they were conscious about the fact that butane is being used in the process, and they thought that just smoking regular marijuana was safer. But in the long run, if it's made properly, you're not burning any carcinogens, you're not smoking plant material to get the vapors of all of the cannabinoids, so it's much more healthier in retrospect. When we first started looking at a VHO, a lot of people were just using regular butane cans and blasting it through glass tubes and letting the vapors actually out into your environment. Now, if your environment is hot, you have any sparks, any cigarette flame, that's actually very dangerous for you.
We're at Neutral Life Plant Products here with Al the Alchemist. And Al, what are some of the safer ways to make extracts available to people?
Well, closed loop system is definitely the evolution of the layman, butane can blasting. So what we have here is a tank that houses butane, propane, whatever hydrocarbon you're going to choose. This tank here is where you put your cannabis. This unit fits 10 pounds. The butane drops through, extracting your resins, your trichomes. They basically melt in the hydrocarbons.
How much would something like this run someone?
Close to about 10,000 roughly. Closed loop extraction is it's not new. It's something that the cannabis industry slowly evolved into doing because it's the way to do it.
Well, you mentioned the slow evolution of the cannabis community, but
it's actually been a quick evolution.
I was going to say it's been pretty quick.
Just in the last 3 or 4 years, this butane blasting has really caught on, and in the last, I would say, 18 months, exponentially has grown into a worldwide phenomenon.
Everything that we have in our facility, we try to replicate what our brothers and sisters down south are doing. Washington has a regulated closed loop system. They have fire marshals that come in and regulate it. Those people post how they're being regulated, and we try and go off of that. Dance City is a little bit behind in the whole process and the whole law, but we're trying to get ready so that when they do open the door, we have everything, that's going to go abide by the law the way they want to do.
You brought up your facility right there, and obviously that would be something we'd be fascinated to see, but we can't go there. What are some of the problems with having a facility?
The biggest issue with that is the whole legality of it, right? The government's really looking for people who have equipment that they think we're not really certified to be able to be using it. But what they don't understand is that some of us are actually from a chemistry background. We understand what we're doing, and we always do a lot of research before we do anything. With all of the proper equipment, you can do that the right way without anybody being harmed, and especially the patient who's smoking that product in the end.
After meeting with our anonymous extract artist, we left the city and went to a private medical grower's property, who showed us his trailer full of concentrate making equipment, which he valued at $18,000. We also had to preserve his identity.
Okay, so this is your closed loop system. You got your butane recovery tank here, and recovery pumps here. And I'm saying this strongly, explosion proof. With your condensers in there that sit in dry ice.
So why is secrecy such a necessity?
Secrecy? Well, first of all, there's a lot of people that rip off gardens and do home invasions, so obviously don't want to be shown. Number two, police officers and stuff don't know the full extent of the laws, I believe. Just recently, a person that was making extractions got raided, and they used the terms it was a meth lab to get their warrant, right? So I just don't want that happening, right? I rely on my medicine. I need my medicine, so.
Do you think the police offer any protection to the medical growers? The medical.
I'd say it's 50-50. Where I live, 100%. I have alarms right to the police, and if anything happens, and they're there, and I know that it's accidentally gone off, and they've been there 2 minutes. So, it's like, I guess, like a bank getting robbed.
A dry run.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know my rights. So I walked into the yard and just basically took control. You're not going to come and tell me what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of tell you what to do, right? I'm legal here. I'm telling you straight up what it is, right? They just walked in and looked and did my plant count, and everything was fine.
Are you allowed to say what your plant count is?
Well, I'm 60 grams a day, so 4 times 6, 240. For every 1 gram you're allowed to, for prescription, is 5 grams. I make a topical cream for my back, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
So.
I was going to say 60 grams a day. If they were forcing you to smoke it just as flower plant.
No. So then we go from that stage of the oil being recovered over to this part. Now, earlier today, we did a run, and this is the production of it. It's an industrial oven with a high-grade pump, and it gets purged for 5 days, 125 hours at a certain degree. So now this should last me till my next truck comes down.
While a high court ruling has protected the safe consumption of concentrates, its manufacturing is a dubious process, and obtaining concentrates outside of home production with medically legal bud is also gray market at best. The easiest way to buy concentrates in Vancouver, however, is to go to one of over 100 dispensaries operating in the city, selling cannabis over the counter. The city council is trying to regulate these shops, whereas the federal government is trying to shut them all down.
We're here at City Hall to talk to Carrie Jang, one of the councillors spearheading the regulation of the city's pot dispensaries. But today on the front page of the newspaper, Health Canada is threatening to send in the RCMP if these pot dispensaries don't close en masse, period. So we're going to talk to Carrie Jang about the continual antagonization of the city at the hands of the federal government.
I just heard yesterday here in Vancouver that Health Canada also sent out notices to some pot shops saying cease and desist, you must close.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell us they were going to do this, so we'll see what happens.
And they've also said earlier that they wanted to come in, or that people need to come in and force, if by force necessary, close down these dispensaries. What are your thoughts on the federal government coming in to
Well, to be honest, when we first got the letter, we thought it was a fake. It was bogus because it wasn't on any letterhead or anything. We didn't know who it was. In fact, we looked at it, we said, like, this is probably a joke, because we get all that stuff. Then we subsequently found out it was genuine. But what was very interesting was the letter was very non-specific. The RCMP will do what, right? We're checking in with our legal department. Do they have any jurisdiction in the city of Vancouver? We do have our own police force here. Do they expect us to enforce it on behalf of the RCMP, right? We're not going to spend 1 cent to do that because we have a regulatory structure in place.
The city of Vancouver has over 100 dispensaries. With the federal government wanting to take that number down to 0 and the municipal government wanting to reduce that number greatly, we're here at Weeds to talk to the owner, Don, to see how he feels about the increased pressure on his 12 locations.
Not only do we contribute jobs and we pay, UIC, Canada Pension, we pay property tax through the rent, corporate income tax, all that kind of thing. But the most important thing is we drain money away from organized crime. If it comes down to it, I will open my books and show you how many hundreds of thousands of dollars we paid in taxes. And so that kind of makes the government culpable in
I was going to say, so the government is taking the tax money?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I can show you the paperwork that we are paying taxes on all the marijuana products.
Recently, the municipal government here in Vancouver has moved to regulate dispensaries, and we've seen the federal government has met that with some resistance, to put it mildly.
Go figure.
Recently, they've also sent out 13 letters to dispensaries telling them they were required to shut down. Did you receive any of these letters? Have you been?
No, not one. We've been searching our email. We've been waiting for Purolator because I heard they came in through Purolator and all that kind of stuff, but nothing. So we're almost unhappy that they didn't come because we wanted to challenge this.
So, Don, what are we looking at here in front of us?
So what we did is we applied for all of our stores. Here's a development permit for this store, 1232 Burrard Street. These are historic documents. Nobody in the history of North America has gone against their federal government.
It's always been risky to work in this industry, but I feel like this is the biggest threat so far that we've had in a really long time. So it did make me a bit nervous at first. But recently I've heard that the VPD won't be complying with the things that Health Canada is saying. So I just think that we're just going to stay open and we're going to stay here for our members.
With the Vancouver city government trying to regulate dispensaries, have you had a chance to look at the regulations?
Yes.
What do you think of the regulations as someone who works within the industry?
I'm iffy on them, to be honest. Some of them make sense and some of them don't. And a lot of dispensaries, when finding out that they were going to be regulating, just decided to shut down. And that kind of sucks that a lot of dispensaries felt intimidated by the regulations and by the city. And I don't know, we've gone along with them and we just want to stay open mostly for the members. And as a medical dispensary here, that's our main goal, is just to be here for the medical patients.
Medical marijuana use is more prevalent in Canada than ever, largely thanks to the federally regulated licensed producer system that has allowed 26 marijuana factories to open their doors. But many patients turn to the gray market dispensaries rather than go through the government.
I'm here with Colleen and Jaden. Can you guys tell me a little bit about your story?
Jaden's had cancer since he's been 11. It's the 4th time he's had it. We've gotten rid of it ourselves 3 times. And it's brain tumor, medulloblastoma. 5 months ago, they told him that he was going to pass away within the week. He wasn't going to make it the week.
And so when you say you beat it yourselves, what was the course of treatment that you found most effective?
Diet change and the Phoenix Tears, which is the cannabis. Anything besides radiation and chemotherapy, you have to pay for yourself. And we've, in the last year, well, not last year, I'd say last 2 years, we've spent over $200,000 on his treatment.
What are your thoughts on dispensaries, and what have dispensaries meant as far as your personal experience to access, or people that you've encountered experience with access to cannabis?
Well, for us, my dad has 21 stores, so we basically have been going through him for the Phoenix Tears, which we've been doing now for a year and a half now, I think.
So with the exception of cost, which you've mentioned, have there been any other downsides or negative side effects to cannabis as a treatment?
Maybe a little bit of highness, but I used to smoke like 5 grams, 10 grams a day. Now I'm just down now and then.
The natural way is what is doing wonders, and people are not, it's not harmful. They're not coming down with secondary cancer. They're actually living their lives out like they should be.
Jaden, Colleen, thank you guys so much for sitting down and sharing with me.
Well, thanks for letting us tell a bit of our story.
When you hear the government talk about people involved in this community and refer to them as criminals and kind of make reference to shoddy business practices and the dangers that these people are facing.
When it comes to that kind of stuff, number one, I really can't blame them in the sense that there are a lot of people out there doing stupid things. There are a lot of people out there who don't have the best interest at heart, that want to open up a dispensary, that want to start making extracts, just for the money, not for the sake of patients. And with that, that's why the government is really starting to crack down. But, in our defense, I really believe that we're more educated than the government about this. We recently had the RCMP bust a car, and they found a bunch of Rick Simpson oil in syringes, and they were telling people that people are shooting up this oil. Mm-hmm. You can't give anybody any credibility that they would say something like that without any research behind it.
So what would something like this run someone on the street?
Now with this is some of the best sativa that we've seen around in a minute, and if you were to find it on the street, this 30, 40 grams, it would be about 2 Fijis, street value.
Probably more where I'm from. So we are at a cannabis grow, and we can't tell you where we are. Al, why is there the necessity for secrecy?
Well, there's a lot of people that don't like to put the time and effort it takes to produce something like this, and they would rather throw on ski masks and come and rob places like this.
So you're not a grower here, you're just a cannabis expert.
A lot of people that are involved in situations like this just are not willing to step forward and put their face on camera. Mm-hmm. So myself not having any personal involvement and having knowledge of what it takes to make a plant like this,
do you think that might have any reason why gardens like this can still flourish, is because people haven't found what they're looking for in the government-approved licensed producer system?
For sure. I've seen weed from 4 different licensed producers. It was consumable if you're in a pinch, but not a chance would I say that it's medicine. Not a chance would I consume that to alleviate any of my ailments that I deal with on a daily basis. Or even for recreational purposes, there would be no enjoyment smoking that cardboard swag that a lot of these guys are putting out. The difference is, these are individuals that love this. This is what they do. This is what they do. They want to wake up and do this. The other side of the game, federally produced cannabis or federally recognized produced cannabis, there are people that have a lot of money at stake. They only care about the dollar. This has body to it. I'm standing in this room. I can smell it. I can visibly see the trichomes without having to, it's proper.
This is insane. It's like you're in this room and it's so much fun, and then you're like, oh yeah, they kill people over this shit, don't they? They put people in jail for life over this. But then when you're around it, though, you're like, How could you be so mad at this plant?
Oh, that smells so... It's got like a blueberry smell.
The grow we just left was heavily fortified. We couldn't show you this, but it was surrounded by razor wire and barbed wire. And the owner of the grow said that this was because so many grows have been attacked by rip-off people looking to rip off the weed, bringing guns, bringing violence to them. And so this grower said that he wasn't going to take it and has fortified his property and gotten prepared. But because it was all Rockstar, you can smell it on your fingers, you can smell it on your clothing. I'm not going to shower tonight, I'll tell you that much. I'm very excited to see this next place we're going to, though. And we assume it's going to be more of the same with the fortification, because that's been something that's been echoed to us a lot by people in this community, that the big fear now is not necessarily of the government, be it federal or provincial or municipal, it's of rip-off artists. We're here with Enrico Bouchard. Enrico, inventor of the sublimator, you work with nutrients. Can you tell us a little bit about why we're here? Not specifically where we are, though, I guess.
Yeah, well, we're in this undisclosed location because they called us because they had a little problem with certain plants. And my associates at Sublimator and Nutrilife Plant Product, we come here and try to fix the problem. So we know these guys for a long time, and we've been taking care of them, and we make sure that their plant makes it to the best with the product all the way to the end, basically.
Well, let's go see some marijuana.
Yeah, let's go right away. Orion's Ultra Haze is that big one you're going to be seeing on the left side. And after that, the rest is
holy
eye candy.
This looks like a weed monster. Like normally you get a little bag of cannabis and it'll be like it'll have a couple of these in there. But this, and so the smell is coming from the terpenes?
From the terpenes, yes.
And what are terpenes?
The essence of the plant. You have the medicines, but the essence, the smell, everything that separates her from any other of the marijuana plants.
Oh, what about this one right here? Look how big that is.
This, my friend, is the Romulan.
Yeah, I don't know what went into it.
The terps are all over the place.
Oh, you can. Oh, I just want to rub my face in it. It smells so good.
Oh, that's nothing. We got so much more to see.
My goodness. So what's going on right here?
Right now, well, it's the first stage of drying.
Is it unsmokable when it's not dry?
It's unsmokable like this due to the water content's about 70% water inside of this. So you're going to lose about 70% in weight just in the drying. From that moment on, you can smoke it.
Oh, it smells so good. I could live here.
Yes.
Do you think that regulation is something that's probably going to hurt the industry, or do you...
You know, it depends on how they regulate it. Most likely they will regulate it with their standards and their employees. The best way to do it, you know, it's just find people who are already in the market and hire them. I believe that we need to be the example of regulation. If they want to do any regulation, I believe they need to do it off of us, or they could just use us as an example.
Well, actually, would you ever want to work for the government?
You know, me personally, I don't think I would ever want to work for the government because, you know, I like being free. I like, you know, doing things my way. And my whole life, I've never really liked having a boss. Hence, you know.
And Guy Fawkes was an anarchist after all.
Yeah, exactly. Guy Fawkes, I mean, you'll never catch him working.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Canadian cannabis will be in legal limbo for a while, even if the government decides to legalize. The gray market weed industry is growing and innovating rapidly in spite of the dangers posed by violent criminals looking to rip off pot gardens and governments looking to drastically regulate or destroy the dispensary system. But with defiance at the core of the sometimes sketchy, unregulated marketplace, there are certainly more battles ahead for the growers, dispensary owners, and concentrate enthusiasts of Canada.